Turn it up louder.
Charged up. I'm killing this show. Hey, welcome to the Smiling Sufferer podcast. On the mic you got Corello. On the mic, Yeti's in here she's on her way. She's running late, mad late. And
of course, G's here.
yes. Wally, how far now? What's going on?
Damn, man, what's good?
So you're not really feeling that track, I take it.
No.
Why?
It's this guy. I'm tired of talking about Cuppy, man. But
You've been talking about Cuppy a lot.
I usually having conversations with just random conversations with people. The instrumental is nice. She went with the house South African vibe. You know, almost reminds me of even this guy did it recently, Patoranking with that I'm available.
Yes.
But it was funny because I never took Cuppy as a artist, and even the DJ that she DJ'd as a day, I downloaded one of her mixes and I couldn't get past like the first 5 minutes. It was just like, I don't know, it just seemed off.
She produces too, right? I haven't heard anything she produces.
But it just seemed off, but I felt like maybe genuinely I just wasn't, like, I love music too much. Do you understand? So like, I guess what I'm expecting, a lot of DJs don't impress me, so I was like, okay, cool, that's that. And then she dropped her song with that guy, Techno, it made some wave. I don't really know how it goes. It wasn't really that bad. But so I guess she was transitioning to music. Now she came out with the two that caught my attention is this one and Work.
Yeah.
With Skookie.
I wasn't really feeling work like that.
Work, it works for Skookie because that's their new, well, not new, apparently they've been doing it before, but no one really accepted it. So that's like their new vibe, the way they're doing all their songs that way, and it works for them. For her, I think what spoiled the song for me was seeing her doing that band rehearsal video. I don't know if you've seen it, where she was like, she was in her somewhere, and it was just off. But I think Cuppy's having fun. As far as music talent goes, I can tell she's just experimenting, and hopefully sooner or later she finds her sound.
I got wings.
Hopefully sooner or later she finds her sound. Right now, I don't think she's found it.
Oh, okay.
Will not call the song.
But can you explain to me why there's so much hate on? So okay, how about this? I'm gonna play this video, right? There's this video of this popular Instagram guy personality. Oh, your mic. I'm finna play it real quick. Hold on, let me see. He is really going in on her, like, and then even Davido even commented on the.
I mean, I saw the Davido comment. They kind of baited the guy in, and he took the bait.
He took the bait, man. I mean,
he was just like, you know.
Okay, this thing is taking forever, but
it's hard.
But if you go on Twitter, even like people were going in on her.
Obviously, even the video had this problem when it started.
Yeah.
You know, Nigerians like sufferhead. They like when somebody was suffering and then somehow you're no longer suffering. But right now, so every time someone who has money comes out, Nigerians have a problem with that. Like the video had that problem. Even when Back When came out, Back When was a way better song than any song Cuppy has dropped. But even people were still going at him that, oh, even the lyrics, you're saying back when I was broke, you were never broke, you know, stuff like that. But Nigerians have that problem. So obviously from the jump, people are bitter about this guy. You do okay?
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm trying to play the video. So,
but yeah, people are always bitter about people that have money when it comes to music and stuff like that, and even just other things, you know, in life. Now, I'm listening to this from a music point of view. I don't care who her dad is. I don't care how much money she has or she doesn't have. From a music point of view, I think she can do better.
You think?
I think she can do way better.
It's not like she can sing better, and she wasn't really singing. She was
singing.
rapping.
That's the thing. You can see. Okay, look at this song that we played last time. Fela and Versace.
Yeah.
What's his name? AKA featuring Kidominant. Kidominant is not a singer, but you see how he vibed on that song. This guy, we need to pay attention. You're right.
No, yeah, we're trying to, okay, so
his video is not, your Mike's video is not important, this guy.
But I want to play it so that people get an understanding of how much hate she's getting.
Because you're distracted right now.
DJ Cuppy. DJ Cuppy, John, Tori Olorun. Baby girl, John, Tori Olorun. I tried not to say it, but music is not your forte. No pun intended. Music is not your forte. Gbogbo etí ti fẹ́ fàya. Kí ló dé? And it's on heavy rotations. You sound like an upcoming artist that has heavy rotations, and that has never happened in the history of Afrobeat. You are not an artist. The only thing that I want to be hearing on a song that is DJ Cuppy is that you produced it. And you say, to copy this tune, Tori Yeman do, mommy. Stop singing. You're the type of woman that should be buying the radio stations. Make superstar rich billionaires moves.
Yeah, so Mike, I don't know. I don't really.
And then someone commented on the video. Someone was like, "Free the girl. She go learn from Davido. She go learn, bro. Davido started like that too." And Davido comes in. He's like, "Are you mad?"
So two things. First of all, Mike, I don't really. He's always fond of doing this thing, and then trust me, probably before next week we'll delete it.
He's
and
an attention seeker.
So that's his work. So he's doing what he wants to do. But and then the Davido comments. Obviously, people are insinuating that the song is whack, and that's how Davido was whack. And that's what I was about to say. Even when Davido came with Background was still nice. But like you said, she's not a singer. And I was talking about Fela and Versace with Kidominant and AKA Kidominant is a producer, but he. You know, big, jiggy, heavy, all like his flow was still nice. Do you understand? Cuppy seems off. Like she's just
a dance record.
There,
here's the thing. So I think it was a dance record. I don't think it was supposed to be a lyrical record. I don't think
I'm not saying about lyrics. Listen, I keep mentioning that. Listen to that song again.
Okay. How about this, right? Our audience, right? I want to hear from our audience. I want to get the reaction on what people thought of that song.
Guy.
Eventually.
You can when we first did this guy, I forgot their name, the Whisper song, what's that, Yin Yang Twins.
Yeah.
Then we all rocked to it. This guy, you can sing in any style, but as long as it flows, it goes with the flow. Like those guys were whispering.
Yeah.
So we're not even talking about, you could probably barely hear what they're saying. So take away content, but the delivery is off, is where I'm saying, like, Cuppy's delivery is off right now. And I think she just needs to find her style. I think she's experimenting, trying to find where she wants to go. And she needs to find her style. But unfortunately, with the condition things are going in Nigeria, there's nothing that girl does that anybody's going to see right, which I don't like. Because even girls are like, oh, when she says something about feminism, they all attacked her. Like, let the girl live her life. But people are also honest. You have your opinion. My opinion from a music point of view, strictly music, is if that was even, well, Wiz would never do that. But if that was even a Wiz track, I'd be like, God, I think it actually doesn't make sense. Okay. So the song doesn't make sense in that aspect.
Okay, fair, and that's, you know,
Beats is nice.
Enjoy the
Beats
song.
is nice. The style is nice. Her delivery is just off.
Fair.
So, but people are gonna hate your Cuppy regardless, just cause even if you bring a banger, they'll say you paid somebody to just keep doing you, I guess.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But moving on, how's your week, bro?
It was alright.
So what did you get into?
Regular week.
Oh yeah, we went out now. We went out last weekend, didn't we?
We stepped out here for a little while.
Yeah, in Baltimore.
Baltimore's kind of
dead.
boring. Yeah.
It's dead.
It's kind of boring in Baltimore.
Did you hear about the Maggi woman debate on Twitter?
I saw part of it. Lately, I've been muting that whole. I'm tired. I'm tired.
So
that's not why I joined Twitter.
So for those that don't know, right? There was this advert that Maggi Cubes did. It's based in Nigeria, and I've been seeing these adverts since I was a kid. I've been seeing adverts like this for a while. Where they show the woman, she'll go to the market, she'll buy Maggi, she'll come back. The husband will be looking so, the food smell. What's this? This food smells so good, blah, blah, blah. But they put out this new one, right? Where this lady, they show her, she's like an executive at a company. So they're trying to show that she's this independent lady. She's like a boss.
But she cooks also, right?
But then she leaves work and then she heads to the market. and then she goes to the market and she buys ingredients, and part of the thing she gets is Maggi cubes, and she comes back home to make dinner. So it shows that she's, in addition to being this independent woman, she's also like a family woman where she's cooking for her husband. And the husband is all, and they're trying to like just show this whole, and they call it like they use a term for her, like this slave. So I don't think it was slave, I think it was independent. They use some term for her to just like show how empowered she was or whatever. And Twitter feminists went off.
These guys are jobless, man.
They went off, and they felt like because they felt like she was pretty much putting out this stereotype out there of women having to cook for their men and having to be submissive to their men, and adding to that whole narrative.
I'm tired. Like I always keep saying here, these girls, a lot of them, all they do is tweet. When it comes to actual women issues, they don't do things. When it comes to gender roles, they still follow the gender roles that favor them, i.e. you take them out on a date, you have to pay, i.e. if you ain't got money, don't talk to me, i.e. fly me out, i.e. everything, I'm chilling in your luxury car, I'm like, you have a nice house. They like literally they pick and choose, and I'm not saying everybody, but I feel like the ones who always get the attention with these tweets are the ones who they don't practice what they preach. They pick and choose. Oh, I'm not going to cook. Nobody says you cook for your husband if you don't want to cook for him. But like, why are you going at the ad? Because when we're going, I'm even glad that they even tried. Because when we're growing up, those ads were not showing working women. Do you understand? And so like they've even tried to even tailor it. And then you do understand that they're tailoring it to their market. A lot of you people are online. Some of you are not even in the country. Some of you are not even have nothing to do with, like, they're tailoring marketing tailors to your target audience. The typical average Nigerian still believes in this gender roles but they're trying to take it away and say, hey, you can be a housewife,
be everything,
but you can also be a career woman. I grew up with my mom being the manager of a bank, and she still always found a way to make food in the house. Didn't mean we saw as a lesser woman.
So let me.
My dad too will make food sometimes, but she loves. Every time my mom comes to America, if she just can't sleep inside the kitchen, she loves it.
So let me read one of the tweets that I saw. So you take that away from her? Let me read one of the popular tweets I saw from one of these Twitter feminists.
Give me the name. I want to know what it is.
I'm not going to put their name out there. But I posted it on the thread. You can see it. So she goes, my mom is actually a Maggi woman. So Maggi woman is what they're calling these people. These Nigerians that like to embrace this I guess, patriarchal system of coming home cooking for your husband. She goes, my mom is actually a Maggi woman. Been working 8 to 4 for the past 20 years. Yet she cooks breakfast, goes to work, then market after work, and cooks dinner. She used to help with homework and every other chore in the house. Well, she's hypertensive now. See why women are angry? She's been hypertensive for almost 6 years now. My dad that has been diabetic, living roughly, and generally lackadaisical about his health. Thanks to my supermom for managing his diet and lifestyle. Only recently became hypertensive after a major health crisis last year. I mean, she just goes on and on. I had to reply to this girl because I was like, no offense, but I'm like, stop making this about you. This is not about you.
And here
this
you
is
go.
just
here
about
you go.
a woman that works and also likes to cook.
Here we go picking, and first of all, and then like this, what's this trend of people like now? She's trying to call her dad.
Man, I'm Yeti finally here.
So she's trying to call her dad
on African time.
I know, right? She's an hour later.
You just, of course, we're recording. Well, we're gonna wait for you.
But yeah, it's like. So is she trying to she's trying to call out her dad? So is she trying to say
yes? Now she's trying to trash her dad.
His role?
So Yeti, we're talking about.
Come on,
did you hear about the Maggi woman debate?
Yeah, I just saw the video last night. I think
the video.
But do you know?
Corey, did you see the backlash?
Corey, do you know one thing? People, do you know one thing is people forget? And I, from today on, I'm not calling them feminists anymore. These trolls. Do you know what they seem to forget?
What?
You can live your life how you want to live your life.
Right.
If you don't want to be a quote unquote Maggi woman, don't do my chicken. Come later and to my chicken. If you want to be a 9 to 5 woman, and be the breadwinner. This is the same girls that will come and make a thread about how they were the breadwinner of the family and the husband is deadbeat, yet he wants to go and buy Mercedes Benz with their money. He wants to go and do it. Like, you can pick what you want to be. If you want to be that woman who just wants to cook and who wants to work, make all the money, tell your husband, this is who I want to be. We need to share the chores, or get a maid, or get a cook, or get whatever, and so be it. If you want to be a housewife, so be it. Because you people are here complaining about this, but meanwhile, I know I can count 5 to 10 girls I follow on Instagram that I know that got married recently, that all they post on their life is them cooking for their husband, taking care of their kids, cooking for their husband, taking care of their kids.
Wrong with that,
exactly. So why are they trying to make that a problem?
And that's the thing. Well,
wait. So you watched the video, right?
Why are you trying to make that a problem?
So did you find anything problematic about the video?
Well, I just thought no. I feel like why didn't she's doing everything?
She's a superwoman. I
mean
guess.
but we need to stop that stereotype of we can handle everything. Let someone else help out too. Like, why couldn't he go to the market?
It's not a stereotype.
Or something.
If you want to.
No, and that's what I'm saying. So what you said is actually what feminism is all about. If you want to be
don't come on.
Do what you want to do. As we're for freedom
you sound
to
like
pick.
you just rolled
but do you know why?
No. I told you I have a code.
But do you know why that ad? You know why that ad came out? Because the previous ads that have been coming out only show women cooking. And
so they want to do Korean woman and all that
Maggi
stuff.
was Maggie's business with anything outside of cooking. So they try to find a way to still carry what their core
But
thing is.
why can't they show a man cooking too?
I'm sure I don't know if they have ads of men cooking.
But but that's not really realistic in Nigeria.
You do, and that's what I was saying before.
It's not the reality.
What do you mean?
Let's forget. Let's call it.
My dad was.
Let's call it what
cook
it
and
is.
Stuff in the house and stuff too.
Growing up, but they're trying to market.
That's market. That's what I just said, Corey. That market.
In Nigeria,
regular average Nigerians who see. I saw a video on Instablog today where a guy was saying sorry to a girl that hit her car. And he was like telling her, like, I said sorry, do you know the power of sorry? And I was laughing like, what's doing this one? And then I read the comment section like I usually do, and somebody said how her brother like earlier stepped on her feet and he didn't say sorry, and then the father too was looking at her like, why do you want him to say sorry? And he realized, it dawned on me that, you know what, in some households they're really like there's that dominance that people you know, and that's
what I think they're trying to fight against, though. That you know what I mean?
But you don't troll. So trolling or abusing the Maggi woman is a problem. It's a choice. If you want to be a woman,
right, and you're allowed to be. I don't see the issue. You can be who you want to be.
Yeah, but they're making it a problem, and then they're making this whole thing of you wanting to be a housewife a problem.
The problem is the fact that it's a corporation trying to push that on people. I think that was that's.
Isn't that better than pushing only women are supposed to be in the kitchen?
Yeah. Well, true, it is better, but why not show different sides of it? You can show women in the kitchen, you can show another woman working, and her husband.
Do you understand? And do you want to know one thing? Do you want to know one thing? It's not Maggie's.
It's not supposed to be a PSA for how we're supposed to live in Nigeria.
Do you want to know one thing that everybody has forgotten? It's not Maggie's business to control gender roles in Nigeria.
That too.
It's your business as your own household.
You can't say that media actually help out in the
Maggi is just trying to sell cubes.
Yeah, but
who goes to the market in Nigeria to buy cubes? No, let's be real.
The women, you're
right. The women, so they're trying to sell.
Point. I think,
and they're trying to.
I didn't see the
I didn't say anything wrong in that video.
All that stuff.
I'm sorry.
But if people are having backlashes or whatever, I didn't have particularly any issue. I just thought, why is she doing everything? That was my only thing that stuck out to me on the whole thing. But I feel like maybe the issue the people are having was ads can. We see, you know, growing up, you saw the ads. Ads actually shape society. Society is shaped by ads. It's both back and forth. You know what I mean? Like, it goes hand in hand. Ads shape society, kind of. You don't see that.
Society.
I'm never gonna let my kids be shaped by ads on TV.
But
that's wrong. Ads, no.
Can't.
Ads play off society.
And I think it's both ways, though. It goes both ways.
This is the same Maggi that I remember the commercial where the guy came home, was vexing, he didn't want to talk. And then he went
until the food came out.
Do you understand? But they've changed it. But either way, let's move on from this soon. But either way, it's not Maggie's job to do this. I think you should do your gender roles yourself in your house and lead by example. If you truly feel that, and it's not even that you can't change it. Just show that there are options. Mr. A can be a house husband and his wife be a wife, and Mr. B can be the breadwinner and his wife is and Mrs. C can be Maggie woman. But this. I don't want to call them femme. These trolls always make it seem like their way is only one way.
And that's wrong. I agree with you about that.
It's not only one way. And that's why I'm like, I'm tired of it.
And that's what even feminism is about.
It's only one way.
It's your choice to do what you want to do without me.
Now you're shaming a woman who feels who might be in that situation where she goes to. Now you're making her feel like I said, I've seen so many girls. That's what I was saying that video of that idiot, that girl was saying about men always making women. Let's talk about patriarchy. We make single women feel unwanted when you're not married. And I'm like, is she mad? Gotta look at all the girls that I follow and she probably follows that are married. A lot of them are focused. They have not posted as much in their life.
But you know the funny thing about
as now that they're married.
Right? Funny thing is, I'm now starting to notice.
Yes, do you understand? But guess what? It's us men that cause that. Yeah.
Some of their biggest idols, right? Guess what? They're all married with kids.
Yes, now Beyonce, that's the lifestyle. Now, yeah.
Serena, those are like the two biggest black icons I can think of.
Feminists, and they're feminists.
Feminist icons.
But that's the thing. But
they're all married with kids.
All this new age feminism thing. Feminism is supposed to be choose what you want that works for you. As long as it works for you, that's you. Good for you.
Oh, and by the way, I think I have Larry. Larry, are you there?
Yeah.
Larry, did you just roll out of bed, nee?
Yes, I told you I was going to take a nap.
You have a cold?
Yes, man.
Sorry, bro.
It's flu season now.
Okay, then I'm going to need you to
this guy giving us bedroom voice.
I'm going to need you to keep your distance, Yeti. Larry, we're just talking about the Maggi woman debate. Are you familiar with it on Twitter? The recent debate that was on Twitter lately.
No, boss. I totally missed it. I knew it was going on, but I just went over my head.
I'm guessing you tend to just skip over those kind of tweets. I can't help but just
I do. I started doing that too now.
That's another thing with like Corey. I'm like, why do you get consumed with all this?
That's what
I don't get consumed.
Corey gets entertained by it.
But it's like exactly. I'm like, just ignore him.
But do you want to know? You want to know something?
It's something people are talking about.
These people are tweeting for likes of Corey.
Right? True.
That's
true.
it.
It works on you.
Not
True.
really.
It doesn't work. It works.
Because what if you skip through it? You won't even care.
I don't even look at. Maybe it's people I follow. Because that's the thing about Twitter. You can curate your people, your following and all that. So I don't follow.
Yeah, my Twitter was like that.
All those crazy people.
But the thing is, a lot of these people are also misleading a lot of people too. That I consider as misleading.
If you let in Twitter mislead you, right? Like what?
Then you're very stupid.
Exactly. Like you make your own mind yourself. And
if you let me tweet, if you let my tweet about how I live my life,
the crew is turning on me.
No. But if you let the tweet about how I live my life affect you, then you're very stupid.
That's your issue, right?
All right.
So it's hard to follow these things when you work 12 to 14 hours a day.
It's calling you jobless.
Paji was supposed to join us on last episode, but you were out. Wait, so where were you again? I know you said you were racing somewhere.
Yeah, the Porsche Experience Center in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, how fast did you go?
I think I went like 100 miles an hour, but nothing more than that.
I just did that on my way here.
That's nothing.
That's a typical Wednesday for me.
But Paji, man, so what's up, man? What's going on with this Niger politics, man? We need you to come and break this stuff down for us right quick. There's a lot that has been going on. I know Buhari recently, he made a new minimum wage. I think it was like 33,000.
I actually heard that he didn't even approve that.
He didn't?
I don't know.
No, it's not been approved yet.
Oh, it hasn't. Okay.
It was an announcement, yeah.
Okay.
So what was the minimum wage before, or presently right now?
Like 12,000.
12,000.
18,000.
And what is the equivalent of that in dollars?
Like $50.
What? Wow.
A month.
Yeah.
A month.
18,000 is about
50, like 50.
About 50, about 75. Yeah.
A month.
Give or take.
Damn.
Yeah,
So we're trying to change it to what now?
30,000.
30 or 33,000.
But some states, there's some people are
$200.
pushing for it to be 22. Is it? That what they're saying?
No.
20.
So will it be
So what happened
federally,
was-
or it'll be federal
What
or
happened-
state?
Government work, civil service.
Oh, okay.
Go on.
So what happened was they announced it in a hurry. They didn't think it through. The CBN and the economic ministers are like, we can't afford it.
Oh.
So they haven't really ratified it. But Atiku then announced that in his companies, he was going to increase his minimum wage to 33K for all his staff.
Oh, so that was.
But
Wait, they can't
So
afford
why
it
don't
there.
they
in
do?
that whole Nigeria?
Why don't they do?
They
why-
can afford it now.
You think so?
No,
Yes?
30 is a lot of money.
What?
You know how
It's
No,
all
they can't afford it if they cut the government
cut,
expense.
yes.
Exactly.
But the rates they're going, they
The
can't.
people are getting richer and poorer are getting poorer. They can afford it if they want to. Let's say that.
Exactly.
But do you know how many
Exactly.
moving pieces have to be in place for you to want to do that? This idiot that's always shouting, Ben Murray, Bruce, do you know how much his salary is going to drop? You think he's going to be happy with that?
But he already has enough money. Like what?
Oh my God.
So you don't care about everybody else. You just line in your
That's
pockets
the
and that's
Nigerian
it.
politician. So, Atiku says what, 33K for his own companies?
That's what he announced.
Do you think it's just for votes or he's really going to do it?
Oh, he can do it now. He has
he
like
has he can afford it.
100,000 staff over like 8 to 10 companies. So
Yeah.
I think he can afford it. I don't know how long he can afford it. I know he can afford it up until the election.
Yeah, true. He
But
can.
next.
Do you think? So, do you think 30,000 is a decent amount?
That's not even enough. I feel like.
Hold on. Do you think it's a decent amount for minimum wage in Nigeria for a civil servant? Bear in mind, we're saying minimum wage. So
I think it's a good. I think it's a good start.
You have to start
I
somewhere.
I think it's
so
an
too.
improvement.
Yeah.
I don't think it's where we have to go eventually, but I think it's better than 18,000. You
It
know,
is. So-
Yes,
so
anything
better.
better than 18,000.
Yeah, it is.
Sheesh.
But if you really put in
That's
perspective, right, that minimum wage per month, some people are making that per hour.
Yes.
Here,
Yes.
crazy.
Don't compare.
The other thing I was gonna bring up was so there's this lady. Are you guys familiar with Obi? Is it Kwizili?
it's a,
She's been very vocal
About.
on Twitter, just generally about politics. She used to work for
Wasn't she the-
Obasanjo at one point.
Was she part of the Bring Back Our Girls?
Yeah, she was.
Yes.
Yeah,
She was
that's
very
right, yeah.
vocal. She was.
Some of them came back.
She was very vocal with Bring Back Our Girls. She has a huge Twitter following. She has
Yeah.
quite a lot of followers. And I think she's also running for president.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
correct.
And what's her prospects? How is she doing? How is she looking?
She's very well known among like diasporans. You know, they know.
Gonna win.
Not
but
the people
then-
that actually make a difference.
But then she went to visit IBB. That was what kind of like I'm like
Who?
But,
Babangida?
Babangida.
Are you serious?
and only God knows what she
Why?
went to visit him for. It kind of felt like, it almost felt like she was going there for like his approval or something.
That's what?
And honestly, that kind of turned me off because I like her.
But did she
I've
say why
been following
she
her
went?
for a while.
Did she didn't talk about.
I don't think she's said anything about why
so
she
there's
went.
a backlash
Playing
for
politics.
I don't know if there's a backlash. Me personally,
Personally,
I thought that was weird. Like, of all the people that you're gonna go, but
But
you know,
that what people-
but you know how it is now. You have people that have a lot of control in that country. IBB is one of those
like
people.
a kingmaker.
Yeah.
It does, man.
And maybe
So maybe that's when she went to go.
maybe she was
appease the
trying to get
gods,
some
kinda.
dollars. Maybe she was trying to get.
Well, the thing is that you are not voting in the election. So I understand your disappointment, but I don't think she's really trying to
For
get
you,
your
right?
vote at this point.
That-
I think what
true.
she's doing is trying to consult widely about who to pick as a running mate,
Oh,
Okay.
but
and it has to be somebody in the north.
of all people to ask though, Babangida is who you go ask.
That's a powerful man still.
What you don't understand is Babangida sits atop
Powerful man.
Nigerian retired military oligarchy.
Okay.
He's Babangida, Danjuma, Abu Salam, all those people. They are billionaires and they have a lot of control and power in the north.
Mhm.
And so to ignore those guys, I mean, you better have a lot of money or a lot of power to go against them. And I think she's understanding that, look, politics, I mean, she's interesting thing about Obi is that Obi is kind of a insider/outsider. Like, she was minister with Obasanjo. She worked very hard to help us with our debt relief efforts with Ngozi Iweala back in the Obasanjo regime. She went back to the World Bank where she was vice president. Then she came back to Nigeria, moved to Abuja, led protests. She's been active on Twitter, active on social media. She's very exposed. She's very bright with a lot of ideas, and she's hardworking. She's the kind of person that can move Nigeria forward. Unfortunately, she cannot get a party that would take her to power. So she's now running under the Action Congress Party of Nigeria, which is also a lesser-known party, ACPN, and she actually was the president of the Red Card movement. And I don't know if you guys know about the Red Card movement, but this was something that was sort of brought up early on, before all the emergence of Atiku and Buhari in their national conventions of their respective parties. And the idea of the red card movement was we needed a third party, we needed another option. And so she led that effort. And now that she has indeed become a candidate herself, she's done the right thing, which is to step aside from that non-partisan movement and then participate in partisan politics. And so I commend her and I respect her for being practical. You see, the problem with a lot of these people who want to like change Nigeria all of a sudden is that, you know, a lot of them are very idealistic about it. They're not being pragmatic. And you know, I think that the more pragmatic people are more likely to succeed.
Interesting. And you know, and it's good thing you brought that up, because that brings me to my next topic, which was the article that I saw that you put together. It was published on punchng.com. Punch is a very popular newspaper in Nigeria, and it was titled "Don't Underestimate Power of Your Vote," and this is where you talk about Shift Nigeria. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, absolutely. So about a year ago, a bunch of young Nigerians in diaspora from different backgrounds sort of came together. They invited me and said, you know, we wanted to form a non-partisan movement to help educate Nigerians and help sort of shine the light on certain candidates, certain issues, certain topics, and allow people to, you know, so it's two ways. One want to increase awareness and then increase participation, but also give information. So it's not just to say, oh yeah, vote. It's like, all right, you need to vote because this matters to you, and you need to know all your options. You need to know all the candidates running. You need to know what their positions are on different issues. So you arm yourself with information. That way you can make better decisions at the polls. So our goal is really all about getting young people to become more participatory and getting them more informed and hopefully more empowered in the end to bring about the change that we need. So that's the real purpose behind Shift. Okay. We have Nigerians from the north, Nigerians from the south, west, east, Christians, Muslims, doctors, lawyers, engineers. And what we've also tried to do was to make sure that we have a strong ground presence in Nigeria. Okay. So, you know, we match our expertise with local people on the ground. So I sometimes write about healthcare, talk about healthcare issues and healthcare strategy and stuff, but I work with doctors in Nigeria as well who are also members of Shift. Yeah, so that way the ideas are more well-rounded and more realistic.
Yeah,
so,
I saw that.
So that's Shift.
There was something that I saw in the article where you were talking about only about 6% of the GDP goes towards healthcare in Nigeria. That's ridiculous.
That's abysmal. 6%. That's abysmal. That's true. Wow. That's 6%. Yes,
a lot,
yes,
though.
It's very sad. Very sad. And a lot of that money is really going towards salaries, recurrent expenditures. If you dig in and dive into those numbers, only about 20-25% is used towards research or development or new projects. A lot of it is just salaries. You'll be surprised what professors make. All these professors at UCH and all these other places, they make millions of naira every month. I mean, their salaries are ridiculous. That still doesn't stop them from really not going to work. And a lot of them have their private clinics where they make even more money. So recently, the government banned them from holding a position in a teaching hospital and also having a private clinic. And they all sort of went crazy. They like raised their arms and like complaining. And I hear their points. It's very interesting because you talk to them. And I know a lot of these doctors and professors. Every time I go to Nigeria, I go to UCH in Ibadan, I go to Lutz, I give lectures, I meet professors, I talk to them. You know, I do cases with them sometimes, and so I understand their situation. They're frustrated. For example, at Luke, right? Yeah. I was in Nigeria in April, all through the month of April. Usually when I'm in Nigeria, I go to the endoscopy department. I do colonoscopies there. I do endoscopies there. I do these procedures. their scopes were not working. Their scopes were broken. They had 3 scopes that weren't working. And the people in Germany, it's a Karl Storz scope, right? It was donated by the World Gastroenterology Organization. So this is like a big non-profit organization trying to develop GI health all over the world. They gave them the scopes. They're like, all right, the scopes are broken. Send them to Germany. We'll fix it for free.
Wow.
The head of department refused to pay the transportation.
Are you serious?
I'm so serious.
Wait, so you're getting free services, but you don't want to pay to just get it there?
He
Really?
refused to pay to get those scopes to Germany.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for that whole month, you couldn't get a single endoscopy at Luth.
In the
It was
whole
so sad.
loop.
That's
It was
sad.
so sad.
That's sad. You also talked about the fact that
Wow.
over 3,000 doctors last year alone emigrated. There was
Correct.
another part of the article where you were talking about the Minister of Health, Isaac Adewale. He was asked about the shortage of residency opportunities for graduating medical doctors who wish to specialize. His response pretty much said, not every trained medical doctor will practice.
Yep, will practice. Yeah,
Wow.
some will be
Said
tailors.
some of them will be
Are you
farmers.
serious?
Some
I
will
read
be
that.
tailors.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
So I went to med
This is
school
our Minister
and,
of
and
Health.
worked my
But see,
ass
this
off
is
and
where
to
I
become
see a
what?
problem. All these guys, all these OB, everybody else running. Why don't they run for this? Why don't they try and be this ministers? Because president
Exactly.
is not the only one that has power.
That's true. You're right.
I mean, we all shouted here about how the midterm elections were. That is because this is actually a very important position. Like your local government chairman
Matters
in
a lot
Nigeria
too.
matters.
Right, that's
Do you understand?
true.
But we're all focusing on it. So why don't those guys
Start locally
leave
first, right.
leave all that now because you're not
Yeah.
going to win it, and then try and
Start
find a way
local,
to be
right,
the, you know,
right,
like
right.
you said with Obi when she was minister of finance, you know, and stuff like that. Like all these guys can be different ministers of Minister of Health. Like our
Wow.
Minister of Technology is saying we're going to be making pencils in 20 something 30 or something like that. Like, do you get look, the guy looks, what's his name, Minister of Technology, that guy with the tribal marks, I forget his name. Like this guy looks like
Shitu.
He looks like he should be a bus conductor. I swear to God, like
Shitu is actually a very interesting character.
Shitu ran for
and
governor
I-
in Ibadan and he didn't get it. I mean, on your state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he
didn't get
looks like he shouldn't be Minister of Technology. Like that man looks like the kind of person that will call his son and say, well, "Let me do this. What's up?" You understand? That's how he looks like. That's how he looks
Wow.
like. Do you understand?
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
But that's how
You're right.
Minister
And
of Sports is Solomon Dalong,
Fat guy.
the army guy.
yeah,
That guy
yeah.
that is saying, why are they going to go and train in America? Why are they going to go and train that? That's not my business. That's his reaction.
Wow.
Yeah.
Come on,
No.
help me do
So-
this. What's up?
Yeah, go on, though. Yeah.
So no, you brought up two important facts. Shitu is a total disaster.
He is.
And he's not fit to be minister of anything really,
Nothing.
let alone technology. But this really exemplifies one of Buhari's weaknesses, which is he picks people not based on merit or competency, but based on his personal relationship
Yes.
with them.
Dalong,
so
Solomon
Shitu-
Dalong, yeah, go on.
Yeah. So Shitu has been with him since he was in ANPP. Shitu has been his boy,
yeah.
all the time he ran for president and he failed. Shitu's remained loyal to him the whole time. So Shitu was rewarded with this ministry. He has no idea
Nothing.
on how to run this ministry. My brother-in-law works in this ministry, has met Shitu a bunch of times. Every time he gives me feedback, he's like so disappointed. It's like he cannot even believe that this person is a minister. And, just talk all the shit you want about Jonathan. One of the things Jonathan did very well was pick right people for right portfolio. He had a very solid cabinet. The people he assembled, and another thing that sort of supports that is that the level of stealing that they did under Jonathan, they were able to still maintain a
Yes, they were.
okay economy
They actually were.
because they had good people who knew how to make the economy
Jonathan
run.
was able to reduce the
Like,
level of stealing, Nigeria
yeah.
will be way better than it is because that country,
If
the stealing
Jonathan
was so
people didn't
bad,
steal,
but we
Nigeria
were
would have been
maintaining that economy.
crazy
So
better.
the problem now
because
is that,
they
yeah.
actually knew what they were
Yep,
doing.
they actually did. He had better officials in office.
But
Like,
yeah,
he was just
So-
a mumu
so-
in terms of stealing. Like he was just gullible, so they were stealing under his nose. But
Wow.
still, he had
He
the
made
right.
some
He
strides.
had the right people
They-
in office.
they were growing the pie, but they were eating the most of it. Now we are not growing any pie, and people are still eating, and that's my discontent with Buhari. I mean, Korea will tell you like I was like a super Buharist in 2015 and all of that. I voted for this guy in 2011 when I was in Nigeria, and so I've believed in him for a long time, but this past 4 years has just been.
I wanted Jonathan out so bad. Like if I was in Nigeria during the last election, I voted for Buhari. But it's like, man, all that is gone out the window now.
Exactly.
Because Jonathan was evident, like he said, the money they were stealing was too much. But
anyways,
the economy was better.
We can go on and on about Nigeria and not stop anytime
I saw
soon.
something. Someone was telling me like the Prime Minister of UK was saying if UK was stealing as much money, or bleeding as much money as Nigeria was, they would cease to exist.
I mean, this one should get out.
But isn't that the truth?
But Larry,
you know how much money those ones are
so
stealing. You know how much resources those ones are
so
stealing.
for people that want to learn more about Shift Nigeria, where do they go, please? Can you?
Oh, it's the website shiftnigeria.org.
Shiftnigeria.what?
Org.
Shiftnigeria.org.
We'll put it in the show notes.
All right, yeah, I'll make sure to put it in the show notes.
Yeah. You can just follow me. Shiftnigeria.com actually is working right now.
Yeah.
I think the org one with the shiftnigeria.com. And you can follow them on Twitter.
Okay.
And follow, if you follow me, you see a lot of my retweets and
please,
likes.
So remind me your Twitter handle again.
Larry Jimo MDMBA. At Larry Jimo MDMBA.
At Larry Jimo MDMBA.
Yes, MDMBA.
Got it. All right, Larry. So you sound tired, man. Let me leave you to go get some rest. Well, take care.
Thank you so much.
Hey, feel better.
Nice talking to you guys, man. Keep up the good work.
All right,
All
right, feel better.
Take care.
Easy. Appreciate it. Bye bye.
All right. So you guys, I was gonna bring up one more thing before the break, but we're kind of running out of time now. So maybe we should just head to the break. Wale, what you got for us?
Definitely not Cuppy. I'll tell you that. Because you already.
I played the Cuppy jam.
Wale
hates the song.
I don't blame him.
I think it's you don't like it.
I don't like the song. I don't like any of her stuff so far. So
look, I'm gonna need our audience member. I'm gonna need to hear from our audience member and find out what they think about the song because
you gotta be careful. Some people don't like the song because of who it says. I just don't like it.
I don't like the song.
Musically,
it's whack.
Wait, are you sure you listen to the song?
Yes, now.
Wait, which song is it? Because she released
the
a
new
few
one,
songs.
the one where she was like a student or whatever. Yes.
Musically,
don't play me, nigga.
Musically, she can do way better, but that's a different story. Anyways, to
people
who've done good and then they've look, Cuppy is gonna grow if she wants to. It's up to her. If she really wants to take this music seriously,
she needs to get the right team members.
I mean,
she doesn't have the right team.
I saw the guy that was on a City Q. He left a comment somewhere saying, "Oh, if the band had trolls like we do today, telling him how bad it was coming up, he probably would have given up." But City Q, that's bullshit because the band from the jump, you could already see. The hair talent might have been raw talent, but you could see that
potential.
This is crazy. It wasn't just the beats, like from Cuppy. Beats is what's carrying her right now. You can't really see and pinpoint, but like I think she's just experimenting. So hopefully she finds it. Who knows? She was once a DJ. She's now a musician. She might leave and become an actress next. She can. Who knows? But if you're staying in music, Cuppy, refine it. Sit down with actual musicians, and it can be better.
I think she needs to change.
But now, to people who've like come in from a minute, they've been under the radar though. But they've been growing recently in the last 2 years. I've been fans of them for like years now since they first moved back to Nigeria to start doing music. I think one of them is like the best rapper in Nigeria. He goes by the name Ghost. Okay. Both of them. The other one's name is Tech.
The best rapper in Nigeria.
One of the best rappers in Nigeria.
Okay.
MI is not.
I'm curious to hear what this guy
Ghost
sounds
is one
like.
of the Ghost. His delivery, his flow, his word. I think he's really good. But they go by the name SDC. Show Them Camp.
Okay.
And they 2 years ago, a year ago, they dropped Palm Wine Music, but this year they dropped Palm Wine Music 2.
Okay.
And one of the tracks, there are a lot of nice tracks, but I decided to put a feel-good track. It's called Tropicana, and it's featuring Flash, the guy who did that song Get Up with Whiskey's DJ. What's his name again? DJ Tunes.
I've never heard Flash.
You know the guy. I'll play a song for you later. But anyways, this is Tropicana SDC featuring Flash.
way you move your body nice, like you from Ghana. If you be home, best believe that I'm a farmer. Your body so.
It's the shooting count.
Tropicana, baby, oh. No, I know.
If it's sparks, then it's got.
Oh, baby, papa, like Miami, yeah. Now you are wanting for the rainy day. Baby, don't push, I'll go somewhere. You carry fine body, so no they carry face. Oh, someday, when all my hustling need don't pay. Spend I'm on you, baby, my everything. Don't say you be my everything, oh.
Yeah. Fly mommy meets palm wine poppy. Forget DM slides, I don't have the time, chappy. Let's keep it on the level, it's a different hierarchy. She a boss, I'm a king, so I had to move sharply. Tropicana, brown skin, no more Ghana. Guys, they try to yana. Even babes, they reason how to charm her, eh? She said she only want the real, though. If it's not, show them, they should chill, Joe. So I stepped up, we next up. A deep bond is what connects us. We strong alone, but when we flex up, they can't yell us anything, they can't address us. Well,
oh my baby, Tropicana. The way you move your body nice, like you from Ghana. If you be home, best believe that I'm a farmer. Your body so nice, skin tight. Oh my baby, Tropicana. The way you move your body nice, like you from Ghana. If you be home, best believe that I'm a farmer. Your body so nice, skin tight. I make you know, you there do me something, you do me something, you do me something, yeah. With your really something.
That's a nice track.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
So that was SDC.
That's a
shout
nice
out
track.
to Tech. Shout out to Ghost. What was the line in that song? I got her legs wide open like the Jordan logo. You know, but yeah, SDC, man, underrated guys. But I'm glad they're growing their fan base. A lot of their fans are more some of these Alte fans,
Yeah,
also.
Alte
But
sound.
you know, they call it palm wine style music. You know, I like it. So the whole album is, you should check it out. Palm wine music too. Oh, shout out! I haven't got to listen to it yet, but he just dropped his album to Dio, Pretty Boy Dio. I know I played a song for you that time.
Yeah.
So I haven't listened to it yet, so I'll go through it. But yeah, shout out to him too. You know, all these guys. Yeah.
Okay. So, Yeti, Miss Late Comer, what you been up to, man?
Nothing. Busy. Work. Kicking my ass. I think that's how I got the call, because I wasn't resting enough.
Yeah, you
And
need
then,
to. You say you've been doing a lot of hours, Abby.
Yeah, because I have companies coming in next week to check our books and all that, so we have to get everything in order. So
Ooh, I hope you haven't
Yeah.
been doing any shady stuff.
we can't do shady stuff with healthcare. I guess you can
You
actually.
should
I
just
take
say
that back.
about Nigeria.
Totally
Never
can.
Let's
mind.
have a conversation right now.
You can, but we can't.
Without pay that transportation money.
We cannot.
So did you guys vote?
Yes, of course. Did
okay.
you not?
I voted.
Ever
So you voted for
since-
Ben Jealous from
yeah.
Maryland.
Mhm.
You really wanted
Yeah.
Ben Jealous to be
Yes.
interesting. Interesting.
Why are you looking at me?
Nothing.
I feel
Nothing.
like Maryland is a weird state, though. It's like it's very blue. Like
It is very blue, and I think my new doctrine now is I'm not for the Brexit people, I'm not for the Democrat people, I'm not for the
This one has come
Republicans.
again. Mr. Neutral.
I'm for
Mr. in the middle on the fence.
no, it's not a matter of that. I'm for, depending on what state it is. Like Texas, I really was hoping Beto would win,
O'Rourke, yeah. me
because I
too.
feel like you in all these states like Texas, they're too far to the right,
Yeah.
and I feel like they need to be moderated.
Yeah.
And I feel like in states like Maryland, we're too far to the left, and I feel like it's always
I
good
don't
having,
think-
because if you look at
Jealous didn't win
someone
now.
like
Maryland
I
is
know, I
not
know,
as blue as we think
I know,
it is.
I know, but if you look at someone like Hogan, he's pretty liberal on a lot
moderate.
of things.
He's moderate, but because the house that he has to deal with is very blue, so he has to.
Yeah.
He has to.
He has to.
compromise and like work the line with them. He can't be too radically
Yeah.
Republican, so he has to be.
But
He has to play ball, basically.
But they kept predicting this blue wave for Democrats. It wasn't really a blue wave. It was more like a blue splash.
No, I would say more purple. It wasn't blue, wasn't red.
Yeah.
It was. We're
Yeah,
getting
give or
there.
take. Yeah.
I was
Getting
reading
there.
some things like changes don't happen overnight.
No, they
You ha-
don't.
it's a gradual thing, and we're getting there. You saw all the, even though the people I wanted to win, which with now you see Florida and Georgia.
Yes.
So we don't even know what's happening anymore now.
And
So
then
they're
we-
recounting everything all over again. Why
Yes.
is it always Florida? Florida,
There's something
sha.
about that.
What did that
States,
guy
man.
always
I don't
say?
understand.
Always.
Charlemagne.
Florida
That
gone Florida.
Every
All the crazy
every
people are
crazy
from
plane
the
either
Bronx
from the
and
Bronx or
Florida.
Florida. Yep.
It's the
crazy.
truth.
That place
They
is.
can never
heck?
get their shit together.
Why
I don't
is it always
understand what it
Florida
is.
all the time.
And apparently the problem is coming from Broward County, and Broward County
It's
is
the
very,
black
very.
county, but you see what the other dude is doing, or not the other dude. They're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Apparently, they couldn't even count the votes because the power supply or something like that. Really.
Is weird.
So they had to put the votes on a hard drive or whatever and drive it to the headquarters to go count it.
Weird.
So how
Florida
fishy
weird.
is that it's only the black county that they couldn't count the votes in?
So what are you saying?
Yeah, but it's no, but
What are you
but you know
It's kind of fishy. is
no,
all I'm
but you
saying.
know it's the black county
What are you
that there is the black people that govern those things themselves.
No, because
Yes.
who provided the
Would it be
equipment?
Would it be fishy
It's not the
if
black
it was,
people.
If it was a white county though, predominantly?
We don't
white?
know
Yeah,
what
no,
happened.
I said
I
all
can't
I'm
jump
saying
into
is
conclusions.
All I
I'm
keep
not.
hearing
I
is
said
that-
it's fishy, but you know the
Yeah, but then it could be
equipment-
fishy
wait.
from the Democrat
From-
side. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's just fishy. So I'm not saying either
Yeah.
side. But you know the government is who provides the equipment. It's not the country that provides the equipment. It's the voting.
So let me
whatever.
ask you: Do you think people? Because I had this conversation with someone recently about. Do you think people really care about policies?
No, people
No.
don't.
At this point, I
They
think it's
don't.
about personalities.
Which you should, but they don't.
And I think I think a lot of it is
So do
about
you think-
culture. Look, I think this midterm was really a culture war at the very, very brunt of it.
I don't know.
Wasn't
If
a
you
culture
notice,
war.
I
if you
wouldn't call
notice,
it a
I'll
culture
tell you
war.
some things that I noticed. The Democrats,
Define
right?
culture. What culture are you talking about?
Just culturally, like things like when it comes to like stuff like say, okay, so I'll give you an example now. I noticed that the Democrats that voted for Kavanaugh, that voted against Kavanaugh,
him,
right? That happened to be in battleground states.
They
all
lost.
lost.
Yeah.
They all lost,
I know
They all
that,
lost.
Yeah. North Dakota lady lost.
Yes, and there were also other states too where if you were too close to Trump,
Well, it depends
In
on
certain
like a
states,
Maryland state. You know, like if it's a blue state, of course, if you're more pro Trump, you're gonna lose.
yes,
North Dakota is very Republican. That's why she lost.
well, yes.
So
but
that's what
that's
I'm
why I
saying.
feel like this whole election was more about the like things that happened over the course of the last 2 years.
Yeah, where you've been standing, where your stance has been.
and it's really been about a lot of Trump's politics
Yeah.
that has driven a wedge in the country. We're very divided. It's so funny how after the aftermath that Trump came out, gave this press state. Did you see the presser he gave?
Yes.
with
The
the
guy is
Jim
crazy.
Acosta?
Jim Acosta, they banned him. Man.
And then the White House banned him.
Yeah, they
based
banned
this
him,
they
yeah.
claimed Jim Acosta
Attacked that girl, which he didn't.
which
but
he really
okay.
didn't.
He didn't. And you
He
saw
really
the
didn't.
doctored video that they did.
You see, but
Those
that's
people
the
are
thing. It wasn't
ridiculous.
doctored.
Correct.
You see, but you
How
see,
was
and
it
that's
not
it
doctored?
wasn't doctored.
They
Here's-
slowed it down to make it look like he hit the girl. Did you
yeah,
watch the
but
video?
but for something to be doctored, it means they inserted
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that wasn't
well,
there.
no, they
They just put a
manipulated.
nice-
They manipulate. No.
They edited
They
it.
slow. Exactly. That's the same thing that doctor edited. Same thing.
They-
You're
So
thinking,
this-
Corey
But
is
that's not
thinking-
doctored.
No. Corey is
Doctored
thinking- no,
means they
Doctored-
fabricated something.
No. Doctored can be like
They
you take out
manipulated
a
it.
word somewhere or you
They
make it. No, they
manipulated the
doctored.
video.
Doctors once you edit it, once you don't show
Edited
real
it,
time.
Yeah,
Once
they,
you don't show
they
real
slowed
time.
it down,
yeah.
So-
and then they looped some parts. Did you not watch the video?
They didn't loop any parts.
Corey, you
so
didn't watch
so
the
let me
video.
no. I of course I watched
The
the
one
video. I watched it
from
live.
Sanders. No.
Yes, I watched
the
it
one
live. What do you mean I
Sanders
did-
posted. I'm
I
saying.
watched the video. So okay, so let me say
No.
something.
I'm talking
Let me
about
see,
the
because I
doctor.
saw,
So
I
let
saw
me
the
say
live
something.
video, but I didn't see this.
So
one you guys are
so
talking
this is
about.
how I know that this country is completely divided, right? There was Vice. You know Vice.
I know Vice,
Yes.
yeah.
They have
I watched the Vice News that episode.
there were
they
two
went to
articles that
Trump.
came out on Vice, right?
Uh-huh.
There was one article that claimed, yes, it looks like this video may have been doctored.
Yeah.
There was another article that said there is no evidence of this being doctored. So in a lot of ways, it's really how you interpret this video.
But
If you feel like
this one was
if you feel
doctored,
like them
Corey.
if you feel like them zooming in on when because he did touch her, he did. I mean, we all saw it.
But
I
in
watched it live.
context, I saw it live too. He
Yeah.
said, "Pardon me, ma'am." He was trying to move her hand away.
Yeah.
They made it seem like he bashed her hand.
so
That's what I'm
happened?
trying to tell you.
Okay, so what happened, right? Trump was on the podium, right? Jim Acosta gave asked
was asking
questions.
questions,
He was
right.
asking questions.
That
At
Trump
some
didn't
point,
like.
at some point, but Trump answered them.
No,
No, he did.
no, he didn't. He answered one, and then he said enough. That's
he
enough.
said if
He
you
didn't
don't, I'm
answer.
gonna-
He
said he's
answered
gonna-
them.
He answered one.
So what was the question? Do you even know the question?
I don't remember it was about the legal
No,
immigrants. It was
He answered the caravan.
caravan.
The caravan.
Yes.
Then the other one he answered was about Russia.
But then
Asked
that
about
was it.
Russia,
He
but
didn't answer the other
Trump didn't
ones.
answer
He
that
said that's
one.
enough. He
No,
kept
Trump
saying that's
didn't
enough.
answer that
That's
one,
enough.
yeah.
That's
Because
enough.
listen,
It was
right?
about the caravan.
All the reporters get a set amount of questions, a set amount of answers, and at some point you need to pass on
I feel
the
like
mic.
he wasn't
But
The
done.
next person was already waiting to get the mic.
But that's what they
and
do.
Trump was like, yeah, and the Trump was like, all right, that's it. Like,
And here's the thing.
That's
Here's
not
the
what
thing.
he
Here's
said.
the
He said
thing.
that's enough.
And here's the
Sorry,
thing. Here's
you're
the thing
why you
too.
downplaying?
I'm
No,
not
no, no,
downplaying
but
it.
here's the thing. Everybody, he knew who he was talking to.
yes,
Right.
now.
So he played his part.
Right.
Right.
He
They
was
both-
fishing
He was
for
very,
it.
very, very, very.
Right.
He was
It was
pressing him.
It was pressing. Yeah, it was. They were fishing.
And
for
after a while,
it.
he was like, okay, I'm done. I'm
Now-
done answering your
But
questions.
how many times all these other presidents have been
Yeah, that's
pressed?
what I'm saying. It was
Yeah.
a bait. Now he
Right,
knows how
right,
Trump
right,
feels
right, right.
about
CNN and all those other
So it was all a
places.
bit. But
But
either way,
he's the
Trump
president.
feels it.
You should be
But
the
here's
president.
what happened.
Should I tell you the question?
What was the question?
The question was about nationalism.
Okay.
So this wasn't the one about the caravan.
It was the caravan.
He
The
answered.
nationalism
He
was
answered
answered
the caravan
no,
one.
the caravan one. He answered. He said, "Look, it's a difference of opinion. You see it this way. You see it as a racist thing. I don't. I happen to see it as an invasion." Now, whether you agree with him or not, that's a whole
That's a
other
different
thing.
story.
But that's not for the reporter to inject himself and try to play activist. And I thought that was
And
where
Jim Acosta,
went
he
too far.
pushed her hand away from the mic.
He did
yeah.
now.
No, but
But it's
that's
not
not
that-
what I'm
that's not- that is
saying.
not-
That's not
But
what
it-
I'm
but it's
saying.
not
It's not assault.
That's not what I'm
Obviously.
saying.
It's like,
The
fam, leave
one-
this thing fair. Hold on,
the
let me
And this is
video-
why I
listen
said
to me.
we are
The
divided.
video
But one thing I
that-
tell
We're
you, no. One thing I can tell you, you're right. We're divided. It is like Niger in a way, APC, PDP. That's how it's turned to, and
Pretty
both sides
much.
are playing it against. This
But
side
they
is
made it
like,
look like it was an aggressive jab at
and that's
her.
what I'm saying.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
He
He
said,
wasn't an
"Pardon me,
aggressive.
ma'am." Right.
It wasn't an aggressive jab, but they're both
But
playing.
Jim Acosta was being aggressive.
He
with
was.
his
He was
questioning.
being. He was because he was
Towards
playing Trump.
Right,
Yeah.
Right.
Towards
Right. Right.
And then they got something to use to counter that. Okay, well, look at the guy too being, but
So
hey.
the video that I'm talking about is the one Huckabee Sanders posted on her Twitter page. Did you see that one?
I didn't see the
That's
one.
what I'm saying.
But I heard that
listen,
all they did to that one was they just.
I
they
saw
zoomed
it.
in.
No.
And
Corey,
like, again,
you
there were
didn't watch
publications
it.
that said.
Can I tell you what
But
I saw?
I watched
You
what
didn't
happened.
watch Sarah Sanders posted. It's what I'm trying to tell you.
I actually saw it. I saw it.
On her page.
No, I didn't see it on her page, but I saw it. I saw it on YouTube.
Correct.
Like they played what she posted on YouTube.
So what
They
she
slowed it
posted
down.
was, and then they repeated some part. They doubled it. It's like they put the same spots. They kept repeating that part, so it made it look like he was. It was just a
matters little.
weird.
Did he touch her? Yes, he did.
Yes.
No,
That-
no,
and-
I'm looking at
and that
the
was what
video.
he said.
I'm looking at the video she posted. Yeah, reaching.
come
What do you mean
on.
I'm reaching?
Yeah,
How am I
reaching.
They, so an article already said that it wasn't doctored.
The loop is not a loop. It's just a replay.
They
They're
all
just
replayed
replaying-
it.
They zoomed in, yes, to see that he pushed her hand, and then they're replaying it.
But you see how they zoomed?
No, yes, for you to see it.
That's
no,
all
no,
they
no,
did.
No,
They
no,
zoomed.
No, this is
Okay.
not doctored.
But you see, as
I
far
thought there
as
was
the other
another
side
one.
is
No, this is not
concerned,
doctored. This is
they
Richard.
consider it as being doctored.
The only thing is that
It was
he's not being. It's not
aggressive.
assaulting as
Aggressive, yes.
aggressive
Right.
Yes.
as they say, but the video is there that he did.
He pushed her hand.
He pushed
said,
her hand, yeah,
Pardon
and
me,
then-
ma'am. And he pushed it.
Come on,
But
it's
they
the
made
same way.
it
It's the
seem
same
like
way.
he was
no,
like
it's the
hitting
same
her
way.
hand away.
The same way anything Trump does, we see it over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And I can recite the whole conversation he had in that tour bus because it's just over and over and over and over and over and over and over. You know me, I'm always picking up when things.
You're talking about the grab them
They
by
grab
the,
them
by the pussy.
It's always over. And so both sides were playing. It's politics, but America has turned into
We are
red
getting
versus blue.
more divided.
I don't
than
care
ever.
about policies.
And
That's
I
how
felt
people
like
are.
this midterm showed it, and that was why the Democrats won the House,
Yeah.
the Senate, the
Stayed
Republicans
the same, and what they got more
stayed the
seats,
same. So it was almost like it was split down the middle.
Right.
Did you hear about the dead pimp that won in Nevada?
Yeah. So
There's
what's
a
his
dead
name? The guy now, the one, the prostitute house.
Huff.
Oh, the one that died.
He died.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, the one that
he
died
just died
recently.
20 days ago or something like
Yeah,
that. He
yeah.
was on the ballot to win for some
Oh.
district
And he
against
wa-
a professor or some
they
really
voted
qualified
for him.
dude.
Yes.
And they voted for him and he won. I'm
But
like,
apparently he's done a lot for that community, though.
okay, but he's dead. How didn't that even disqual? Like, when did they remove his name from the ballot in the first place?
Nevada too is a very interesting
Like,
place.
Interesting,
what?
yeah. I mean,
Can you imagine?
outside
the fact
of
that he died should
Vegas,
have been.
what they have
That's
going on
it.
there.
And and you guys know how he died, right?
It was in the
He was
house
in
now.
his, yeah,
It was
he
with
had
one of his
sex.
babes,
And,
yeah.
yeah.
He was.
He had sex. And
I
then
mean, that's the
didn't
only way
wake
to
up.
go now. If you are in that line
But he
of
didn't
work,
die
I'll
on
be
her. He
disappointed.
died after. She
I'll be
left the
disappointed
room
if he
and-
went
Apparently,
in
they
another
said he
way.
was smiling
Yeah.
when they found him.
Suffering and smiling.
I'm telling you.
No,
Nah,
that's the
wow.
best way for him to go. He went down like a legend in his field.
Yeah, but
That's
moving
just
on,
crazy.
moving on though. Did you guys?
But can we
see-
highlight all the wins? The first.
There were pretty.
So
now
many.
Congress is a little bit more diverse.
Yeah, so
there were a
first-
lot of
Muslim women in Congress.
well,
There were like a
not
bunch.
a
There
lot,
two.
just like two.
I said first. I said there were a
Yeah,
lot of
first.
firsts all over.
Yeah.
So there was the first woman that to wear hijab now in Congress.
Yes.
There were two Muslim women.
Wait,
there
so
was
was that
a-
this? Wait, was it the Somalian lady?
Yeah.
The Somalian American.
Yep.
From Minnesota. Mm-hmm. You see the Somalians. You know there are a lot of them in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
They
And
voted for her. No,
that is the key. Is representation.
Yeah.
You need to put your people on.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
right.
Nigerian Americans haven't started.
There was a
making
Nigerian
inroads.
woman that ran for something in PG County. I'm not sure.
I
if
saw
she won.
her. But I don't think she won. I doubt she won.
So the first Native American woman in Congress, the first.
She was Native American and an MMA fighter and gay.
Yes, I saw that. I
Wasn't
saw
there
that. I
a
was
gay
like,
governor
wow.
recently?
Yeah, the first.
There was the first gay
First
governor.
gay governor.
I forget what state that is, and then the first black woman Attorney General of New York.
Yes.
The youngest woman for Congress, the girl
Ocasio-Cortez,
in New York.
yes.
And then there was another first black congresswoman from Massachusetts. Also,
Yes.
and then the first congresswoman from the first black
You have all the
congresswoman
list.
from Connecticut as well.
Yes.
So there's a whole.
So there's
I
a
mean,
little
there
bit
was
more
the-
diversity.
There
Yeah.
was the 19 black women that
yes,
ran
for
for judge.
the judgeship.
For judge-
in
That they all got
Houston.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they,
they
all
all got
got
it.
it. Yep. So I mean, as much as we were upset a little bit at Gillum and
It's all about
Atlanta,
representation, man. It's
But
all
at
the
about
end of it-
putting
but at
there
the
was
end
still
of
some
the
putting
good
your
stuff that
protest
at the end of
happened.
in the
the
ballot
day,
box.
Right.
these people still need
Still
to
made-
deliver.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not just
I mean,
about
of course,
because
of course.
I believe
Let's give them a chance to deliver.
I
first.
believe people were manipulated to vote. That's how I think, to vote for Democrats.
No.
I believe a lot of people were
manipulated. How?
Just go out there and vote for
They were
Democrats.
they
They
were
just said
being
votes,
guilt,
They were
not-
being
guilted.
guilt, yes, to go and
Of
vote.
course.
You know, it's like
they did a lot
How
of
they
guilt
guilted?
tripping.
they're doing a lot of guilt trip.
Who's
Do you know?
guilty?
You know, people-
Ask majority of people out there that okay, the people we voted for, what do they represent?
They
What
don't
they don't
know.
know.
Nobody knows.
It's just that we have to vote
but
out
that's
Republican.
your-
That's what it was.
that's
Now
your,
I was watching
problem. I feel like you
real
shouldn't
time
vote
with
until
Bill.
you know what
what's
you're
his name?
voting
Real
for.
time with
Bill Maher. Yeah.
Bill Maher. Like the I forget the lady he had on there. She was literally like, "Yo, don't vote for no independent. Don't vote for nobody. It's Democrat or
Democrat
nobody."
or
You know, and I
nobody.
was like, I understand like that, but like, come on, like this is how it started in Nigeria. You know,
I
like,
think you need to put. You
it
need
became
to
a
vote
party
for their
thing.
Ideas,
Vote for the
man.
ideas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
What
agree
they-
with
what they
that. I don't
represent.
think you should
Granted,
vote
a
just
lot
on
of
party
Republicans
You
go
shouldn't
with
vote
their
just on party lines.
party
you shouldn't
lines,
vote
yeah.
just because of the
Of
skin,
the
lines.
skin color too,
right?
yeah.
Color
You
either.
should vote for
like
their
they had
issues.
Oprah going
Right.
out, going house to house.
Yeah.
My man was in
She's
in
campaigning
DC.
for
What's his
her
name?
now.
What's the name of this guy that's from?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle was out here. You know, it's Didi was vote or die. Went to shit saying vote or
He was
die.
dancing,
It was
he was
dancing. He
giving
was doing
us-
everything.
Tiffany Haddish.
But guess who the
I
biggest
mean,
winner was
Who?
in this election?
The Republicans still no.
No, I'm just saying in terms of demographic, like racial demographic.
Oh.
Blacks, Mexicans.
No.
Oh, white women.
Whites. Oh.
Oh,
White
is
women.
it?
They made a lot of. They
White
won
women?
a lot of seats.
White women.
Yes, gubernatorial, Senate, Congress.
Well, they
made
did
a
say
lot
this is the year of the
inroads.
women. They've
They
said
made
it.
a lot of inroads.
The year is
And-
supposed
and-
to be.
And guess who made? And guess who was the deciding vote in a lot of these races?
White women.
White suburban women.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when did the ones that also
I mean,
decided in Trump?
Yep,
now? They voted
exactly.
Trump.
They also decided in Trump.
53%.
Trump,
Yeah.
They are becoming the most powerful demographic. They really
Yeah.
are. It's crazy.
Yeah.
White
they
men,
need to
they
vote-
tend to stay with Republicans.
Right. But white women need to vote for their best interest and not just for their race.
But what's
I
their
feel like-
best interest? A lot of them's best interest is the
A lot of them are
race
married
interest.
to white men.
Do you understand? That's what I'm saying.
But-
The
but-
race interest
but
is a lot of
listen,
them's best
listen.
interest.
But a lot of these things, though, that's not say the rich white ones, the poor white ones. You'd be better off voting for someone that cares about black poor people, not rich. Republicans are more rich. It's more of a rich party. Let's be honest. It is.
Well,
for
Democrats
tax
are
cuts
very
and all
rich.
that stuff.
Oh,
No, I'm
well,
talking
yeah.
about
Yes, there are
it benefits
there are policies,
the rich
yes, it
people.
fits, yes.
Right. So as a poor white person, it's better for
that's-
you to vote for your interest as a
That's
poor
what Dave
person.
Chappelle's always saying. It's
Right,
like,
not
why
for
you mad
your
at me?
whiteness.
I'm benefiting from
and
it.
I get what you're saying. So the Democrats usually they're looking to expand the
Right,
welfare system,
right, and help
so
poor people,
people
right,
are more likely to benefit
vote,
from that.
right.
But people make an argument against that.
That
The
what?
argument is that if we expand the welfare system and if we keep our borders open and we keep immigrants keep coming in, then they just keep draining on the welfare system.
I don't know because
That's-
you
The
can't get
Republican-
welfare if you're not a citizen of America. See me?
No, but then
No,
if
you
you're
can still get some.
No,
you can
not
still get
welfare.
immigrants,
No.
immigrants, they found
You
that
can't get welfare.
they've found that immigrants still take advantage of some of our welfare
Some
systems. Some systems.
like okay, they wouldn't turn you away from the hospital and stuff like that.
No, they
But-
wouldn't do that.
But most of the welfare, the food stamps and all that, immigrants can't get those things.
Yeah, you're right. But the point I'm trying to
So
make
it's
is
for the
that
citizens.
the argument against the Democrats generally that the Republicans try to pose is that look, if all we're doing is just increasing this welfare pie for people to just mooch on, they were not really
But we're
giving.
not
Let me
increasing the
finish
welfare
now,
pie,
Yeti.
though.
Let me
Continue.
finish. But that's generally what
It's an
Democrats
argument. It's a
stand
valid
for.
argument.
They're looking to increase it. They're looking to increase healthcare. It's also part of the welfare system to an extent.
Right.
So the Republicans' argument is that this is more like a socialist government. They say, "Oh, we're becoming more socialist. We're redistributing wealth from the people that are actually from the business owners and people that are actually
Making the
creating
money,
wealth, and we're distributing it to these people that." And we're not giving them an incentive to get off of it.
Yeah.
That's the argument. I'm not saying it's right, but that's the argument. The argument against the Republicans is that they're only looking to empower
The
1%.
rich
people that are already
Right.
rich
Yeah, the
and to make them
1%, yeah.
more,
Richer.
more and more rich. The argument
The
that
word is richer.
Say, okay.
richer, but that's really what it boils down to
Right.
between
So it depends
Democrats
on what
and
you believe in,
Republicans.
I guess.
I think there needs to be a sweet spot in the middle. I
And
think
there
yes.
are
I think
Democrats
yes.
that are
We
more in
do.
the
We
middle.
do need.
They're not so
Yes.
liberal.
I think yes. We do need safety nets to carry people, but we can't afford to expand it too much. Where it's just like, all we're doing is just, we want to help the poor. We want to help the poor. At
Why
some
not help
point,
the poor?
I mean, who says everyone
I think
is in
this guy
favor
was.
of
I
wanting
think this
to
guy
help
was
the poor?
towards the middle. Obama.
Obama.
Yeah, he
oh, yeah,
was
definitely.
very
Was towards the middle.
right?
He
Which
was.
is- which
He
is
was.
good.
He
It
was.
was.
However, you also have people that support the Republican Party that are also poor, but because they don't like the idea of expanding the welfare system, and
But
they
you're
don't like
poor
that.
yourself.
But yeah,
I
but
saw.
You know,
I
like,
saw
I don't
a woman.
understand
I
that.
saw a Spanish indigent. She's American, obviously, but she's from Spanish. We're talking about the caravan and saying how she supports Trump. Yeah, some people, it doesn't matter what situation, even if you're in the same situation, it doesn't matter.
and that's my point.
matter.
Because the Democrats are saying we want to help you, that doesn't mean all the poor people are saying no, we want your
We
help.
want your- yeah.
Some of them are saying no, we want to be able to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps.
But you know, the welfare system, yeah, it helps, but you still have to do stuff. You still have to work to get welfare. You know that, right?
it's very easy.
It is
to
not
get
as
welfare.
straightfort as
I mean,
you're
it's
making
not
it
that.
sound.
Yeah. But I'm not saying like
there are
they
loopholes
don't-
in here.
Right, of course. But like, it's not. I don't like when they say, it's always the lazy,
Do you know how many
poor people that
do you know
are
how
on
many
welfare.
illegal immigrants have social security?
Right. I mean, of course,
They
of
get
course,
all that
there will
stuff.
always
Yeah,
be
now there always ways to
loopholes
get
and
it
all
now,
that.
but you know, so it's not straightforward. I'm not in support of the Republican ideology, but it's a valid point they
But
have.
Because you have to
They
secure
make
doesn't
some
mean you're
valid
still a citizen.
arguments, too.
You need to
Yeah,
be
but
a
you can
citizen
still-
to get welfare.
Is it?
Security doesn't
There are some
mean-
things you can
it's
still
not in
get.
every
It's not in
case.
every case now. You're
I mean,
limiting it
there's
to every.
some. No. When I say welfare, I mean food stamps.
Yeah.
All those.
Okay,
there's
yes,
money.
yes, okay, yeah.
That's
Those-
But
welfare.
there are
right.
other forms of.
There are other
you know
forms
what?
now. They
we
can
probably
pay-
shouldn't use welfare.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Right.
Ordinary.
What I mean is like
Aid. How
You can
about
aid.
that?
Yes, you can get.
social aid.
You can
right.
get them to pay your BGE bill for you.
Okay.
I mean, you know,
You don't need
if
to
you're an
be-
asylum seeker,
You
they
can
pay
get
for
them
your-
to
they
pay for your
if you're an
accommodation, right?
Yeah, if you get- they pay for your-
yeah, you pay-
asylum seekers,
yeah, you
they
can
pay
get
for
a lot
it.
of these things paid. You're feeding sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is
I
not
mean,
all
I
things
don't-
that
I'm not
have
against
to
that.
deal with,
Right.
you know,
but-
being a citizen.
But
yeah.
once you get a citizenship as an asylum seeker, you still contribute to the system. You know that. You pay taxes. You do all that when you become a citizen after your asylum is done.
There-
you pay
it's not-
into
there-
it.
There's I'm not, like I said, I'm not in support of them, but they do have a right.
I mean,
to
of
feel
course, you're right. After to
that
feel whatever you want to feel,
that's
but
how
I'm
they
saying
feel.
I don't like when they try to make it seem like everyone's lazy and just trying to look for a handout.
And that's
No,
when the
wrong.
arguments start to get disingenuous because then they generalize and make
Right,
it seem
it's
like
like,
everyone is like that.
No,
but
but
all
not
I'm saying
everyone's
is
like
that
that.
both sides do have some really
Points,
good
right.
points where they're just trying to fight for something.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the way
Um,
they're both going at it is very,
It's
very
It-
wrong.
it's terrible, and I
Right.
feel like it
It's
keeps
very, very
dividing
wrong.
us.
It's-
And
Even
honestly,
CNN itself has made me almost stop
I don't
watching
watch CNN
themselves.
anymore.
I only watch
It's too
CNN for
much.
entertainment.
They've
these days.
gotten to the
I
that
don't
the
watch
guy
TV
who
much
owns,
anymore, girl.
well, you know that the
I'm
guy who
trying to
owns
see
the guy
more.
who runs CNN, he used to run ESPN.
Oh, did he?
I think
Oh,
he used to
really?
run one of this networks. So like where he knows how to like
Pull
put people against each
strings and all
other
that.
and like make it
Oh.
into like
But why are we doing that? I
Comment-
just want
no,
I want
entertainment.
news. I don't want your opinion of the news. I don't watch TV as much anymore. My mom loves CNN. That's all she watches. But I rather get my news from NPR and others. They don't give opinions. They just give me news, and that's how it's supposed to be. Journalism is supposed to be give me the facts, and that's it.
Cable news is definitely not journalism.
That's a whole different story.
That's definitely not journalism.
That's not.
But we should
that's
move
a
on
whole
though.
different story.
Gun control, man. What's up with all these recent massacres? So
Recent?
we've had two.
It's-
we've had two within a week, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Recently,
I have a chart that someone had posted.
there's a guy that shut up. So for those that don't know, there's this gentleman, right, in California,
we
Southern
spoke
California.
about the other one, right?
I know we did.
Synagogue.
Synagogue.
And we have another one again, Southern California. It was a country bar. It was college night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Young kids.
Young kids, 18
There were
year
some of
olds
these
and all
kids, right, that had been survivors
that. of Las Vegas.
of the Las Vegas shooting.
Yep. Yeah.
Can you guys
oh,
hear
yeah.
me?
Two of them.
Okay,
Yeah, I can
yeah,
hear
yeah.
you. Two boys. One
Two of
now
them.
unfortunately died. One survived.
One of them died.
Yeah.
Dang.
You should have seen his mom talking. I felt
First
so
of all,
sad.
I didn't even understand how that was even possible. Las Vegas isn't that close to California.
No,
Yeah,
you-
but
you
it's a
travel to
country
Vegas
music.
now.
Now it was a country
It's
music
country music
concert
show
that he
now.
went for, and it was a country bar. So he likes country music.
Went
So
to
he
Vegas
went
for a
for
show.
a Vegas show. Then he came home for a bar, and he got shot and died.
So this
Can you
guy,
imagine?
this guy walks up in there. By the way, he purchased these guns legally.
Yeah, yeah. And he also frequents that bar. They know him. The guy that survived on him with his son said they've played pool with this guy.
Have they
before.
figured out the motive yet?
Of course not.
So
Apparently, he used to be he
was a Marine.
He was a Marine.
Yeah.
He was deployed to Afghanistan
yeah,
at some point.
Yeah.
Man.
He was a Marine.
He came back and he used to suffer from PTSD.
See, I don't like when they trot that out. That's the first. Let's
No,
find
no,
out
no, but
first
wait.
before we start using.
But speaking of Marines, you know,
illness.
I was talking about last time. I was talking
Yeah.
about the guy in Niger, and then like the other day when me and you stepped out, Corey, and like I met when we went to go food.
Yeah.
I met this guy, was in line, and we're just talking. And he's apparently in the army, and I noticed he had a tattoo across his chest. So I was like, "What's that?" And it was like, "It's his boy's name." And he brought out his phone to show me the boy. Both of them in Afghanistan recently. I think it's Afghanistan recently, and he was talking about how he recently just had to identify the guy's lifeless body.
Oh, he committed suicide.
No, they sniped him while they were out,
Wait, what?
and yeah,
Wait, huh?
they were out patrolling in
Oh,
Iraq?
in the war.
In the war, yeah, and
Those guys never come back the same.
they sniped. He said he's a sniper. He has 11 confirmed kills,
Jeez.
and he said once he's going back, he's taking everything out.
Wow.
He said I'm not. He said he's taking everything out once he gets back there.
So you're still going back?
Yeah, he said he's still gonna
because-
get.
and they form
deployed.
bonds.
Yeah,
when
he
they
said
go out.
that him and that boy, they went to school here in Baltimore. Like, showing me pictures of them when they were kids and stuff like that. They were
That's
joining the
so
army.
sad.
Was he an Oyibo guy?
Oyinbo guy, and it was like he's a black guy, and that he knew, and he said the most painful thing he had to do was when they were like, hey, we think your boy might have been one of the casualties. He had to go inside there and like identify,
the
and the
body.
thing was his head shot, so like his head was like half of it was
Okay,
off.
okay.
Do you understand? But like, I can imagine how that guy feels. Like, I hope he never comes back here to take out
But see-
anybody. But man,
But see, a
you
lot
know,
of people
I was
suffer
like, yo,
from-
keep it over there in the
a lot
war
of people
zone.
suffer from PTSD though. They don't go shooting people.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
A
they
lot of
don't. Yeah,
mental
yeah.
illness
But
So,
it's
and
crazy.
stuff.
They need to help them.
Yes.
So this is where it gets tricky, right? Because
human being,
whenever
man.
these things happen, so this guy walks up into this bar, he shoots up the place.
Apparently, he
12
even
people
threw like
died.
a smoke bump or something.
Yeah,
to
but
get
that
it
hasn't been
cloudy.
confirmed yet.
Really?
They're not sure if that's
What
completely
that
true
was?
yet.
Okay.
But and he shut up the place. Did you see the video of that man? The man who lost. First of all, he wasn't sure if his son was there.
Oh, I don't. I actually cried.
That stuff was
made
heartbreaking.
Me cry.
No, I didn't see
It
that,
made
yeah.
me cry.
It was
It was
heartbreaking,
so
but-
sad, man.
But I don't know if it's just me. But I feel like these cable news channels, to an extent,
it was
they
exploiting.
kind of
They
exploit
exploited him. Yeah.
these people.
So the one I saw, it was
It's
two
like
men,
misery
there was two
porn or
fathers.
something.
Yes. It's ridiculous. So two fathers. The first one I saw was this guy. He actually survived.
Yeah.
It was him and his son in the bar. And as soon as he saw the shooting starting, he threw his son down and they ran out. This dude was crying. Oh, I feel like I wish I could have done more. I'm so upset. Like I feel guilty that I escaped and I survived. And the guy's like, oh, the reporter's like, oh, nothing you could have done. And in the same breath, did you see what kind of gun he used? Really?
Yeah.
I was like,
But that's the thing, they're trying to.
really?
But so this whole
No.
gun thing, in all fairness, I don't know what the solution is going to be. to
So-
this
I say
thing.
ban all guns. I'm
No,
sorry.
you can't ban all guns.
So here's the thing, right? So
It's gonna be weed or guns.
What do you mean?
They're gonna either say you can smoke weed legally, or
Or
take your
or you think they can't do both of them?
Nope. It's gonna be weed or guns.
Take the guns.
so here's my
Why
thing,
not?
right? Here's
They
my
can't
thing.
take guns.
Why not?
It's part of the culture.
Second Amendment.
I understand
Yeah, it's
that,
part
but
of the
amendments
culture,
can
yeah.
be ratified. You can change
So
amendments.
I know-
and I'm glad,
it's-
Yeti. I'm glad you said that because really the only solution to this
It's taking away
is
guns, but you can't.
if they do something to the amendment that would
Yeah.
rein in
Right.
guns. Now, I
Guns.
don't know if that is the right way or that is not the right way,
I
but
say
that
it is.
amendment thing. Once you start changing
I feel
one
like
this,
it could be effective.
it's gonna
However, whenever these things happen, here's what happens, right? The cable news channels they tug on the emotions. They splash all these people's names out there.
I mean,
they
we
do all
have
these
to,
things.
though,
But
you
here's the
don't
thing,
think we
right?
should?
At some point, when it keeps happening over and over and over again,
You get
it's
numb
not
to it.
really as
Effective.
it's not
Yeah,
really
you get
you
numb
can't
to
really
it.
consider it as much news
Yeah.
as because
It's just like
we all get desensitized to it. Yet they keep
Yeah.
throwing it in our faces, and I think the reason why is because of gun control legislation. They're trying to get people to really be on board with guns.
What's the gun
Right.
thing? Is it
So-
NPR? What's it called?
NRA.
NRA is not gonna.
So what
allow
they
that.
end up doing is everyone I've noticed on Twitter after this stuff happens, take gun control
Gun
now.
control
Gun
now.
control now.
Okay.
Now, what is gun control? When they talk about gun control, one of the things they
Makes
talk
it-
about is universal
Right.
background checks, right? That can get very tricky, and I'll tell you why. So, universal background check means that they will register everyone that has a gun
Yeah.
on some national database, and everyone will have to go through some kind of background check.
Right.
If you have any kind of criminal history, whatever,
Yeah.
you might not be able to get a gun.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm fine with that.
They could no, you're fine with that. So
Yes.
if you've ever had if you've ever gone to jail, you
are
came
you
back.
fine
What kind of felony?
Do you know who this is gonna
violent
affect the most?
Black people, I know,
Yeah,
but
but are you fine
The
with?
black
Okay, let me ask you a
community.
question.
I-
Let me
yeah,
ask you
I
a
know.
question.
I
Are
know
you
that.
fine with saying if you go to jail you can't
I said
vote?
okay, let me.
Are you fine with
no,
that
No,
one?
voting is different.
What's different?
Really?
It's
That's
a right.
civil
It's a
right.
human right.
No.
Yeah, it's a right. It's a right to
Why
carry.
is it even a right
You
to
know what I
use
think about the
weapons, though?
amendment? I
Like,
think they should just be able
really?
to update it because at the time when they wrote these things, it was
It
those
was
long nose
pellet
guns.
guns, exactly.
But you know, but here's the thing though. There are strict rules already in place for gun. I became a recent in last year or two
are.
a very gun advocate. I love guns. I'm not even going to lie, and I don't like seeing it out there, but one of my favorite guns is actually the AR-15. It's actually it's just a very comfortable,
And there are rules
easy
for it
to use.
already.
But there's when we go to the range, me and the guy we go to, the rules, there are actually so many rules. First, he has to have the ID card that you're going to the range. The bullets and the guns cannot be in the same compartment.
They already have.
They have strict rules.
That's what people don't realize.
The shotgun, sorry,
it
not
can be
shotgun, the
stricter,
the
though.
AK-47 he got had to convert it to a pistol because Maryland says you can't have it as a automatic. There are a lot of strict rules to this thing.
There are already a lot of
literally,
rules.
the guy was always telling me like, dude, this is what we do if police ever pull us over. He's a white guy too, like,
But
because we, it's the rules.
You're already getting to where I'm going
Yeah.
to because and that's what happens. People come out and say gun control now. We need stricter rules.
But
we
it
need
depends on
stricter rules.
state though.
But
Maryland
wait,
is
I was
strict.
gonna say,
But listen,
Because you
state
used to
is
say that if you're ever in
different,
trouble, say you're going to Pennsylvania. 'cause
In California, it's pretty strict
rules
too.
are. It was like just telling you driving to California if they ever.
In California, it's pretty strict
it's-
too.
it's not strict,
So
yeah.
people come out and their first instinct is gun control now. We need stricter laws. We need stricter laws. When you start looking into the
It's
weeds,
strict.
you realize that there are actually a lot of laws
yes,
already.
yeah.
Now, I'll take it a step further even. This guy that happened to kill these people, do you remember the name of the bar? I think it was Borderline Bar. Yeah, Borderline Bar or something. What law could we have had in place that would have prevented this?
I would say something about mental illness as well.
So anyone that has PTSD, so that's every veteran, pretty much.
Well, no, if you no, I wouldn't say that. I
See,
would
when you
say,
start getting into the
no.
It's
You
hard.
have to be.
The only solution is take away all the guns.
How about that? I'm fine with
You
that.
can't do that.
That's the only
Okay.
thing
Because
we can
people are
Why
going to
can't
come
you
with
do
other.
that?
Can't do
It
that.
is a right.
Australia had one.
But it's not in their amendment. It's not a right for them.
It wasn't.
Do people carry guns in Nigeria?
No, not
Exactly.
really.
It's not part. It's not part of.
But
It's,
we can't.
unfortunately,
You
somebody
say
made it.
right. You can take them away. Like you can make
Don't give these people
rules
opportunity
and
to take away
laws and
one right.
stuff.
Because I tell you, when they take away
No,
one
no, no.
right,
But
that's
you
right to
know
start.
that it's not that easy to just amend stuff too.
I think
Everybody
they can
has to
update some
You
things.
can,
So
but
here's my suggestion.
everybody
right?
has to vote on everything.
Here's my
it's not just like
suggestion.
what that we're changing rules.
Yeah.
Or
Here's my,
making
we
a
can
law.
do different things.
It's not
but
that easy
Here's my
either.
thing. I think we need to move past this gun control now. Yes, I agree that wherever there needs to be more gun control, they should
There
do
should
it.
be, yes.
But
States, yeah.
but just constantly echoing this gun control now, but we're not really getting anywhere. Here's what I think we also need to start doing in addition to all the gun control measures we currently have. We need to start having emergency preparatory measures in place.
Okay, so
We need
speaking of that,
We
let me
need
tell
to.
you one funny one.
So
Hold
here's
on.
one of the things we need to start doing, right? Soft target locations like schools,
That's a lot of money.
bars,
Everywhere,
That's a lot of
basically.
money.
places
Like,
that
okay.
are easy to. We need to start crafting some kind of legislation
Cinemas.
that would make, yeah,
That's a lot
that
of
would
money.
make these businesses more prepared for these kind of instances.
But you want to know
because
something funny?
If maniacs realize that if I'm
But
walking
that's what
into
I'm
a soft
saying.
target, anything
But
can
you want to
happen.
know something
Maybe
funny?
it might deter them a little.
But let me
maybe.
tell you something. How many of these maniacs
think-
do they catch alive? Because you know that it's a
A lot of them
different
kill
case if you are
themselves.
going on a suicide mission.
Right,
You don't
right.
care. You can go to the White House and start shooting if you're going on a suicide mission.
Yeah, but then if you're going on a suicide mission and you know that if I get to the door, there might be someone with a chopper that can.
They
bring-
won't
No,
care.
but-
They won't
but
die
that's a lot of-
anyway,
Yeah,
correct?
but then
of-
maybe they won't get to kill as many people because
Yes, they might not get to.
That's,
Yes,
that's my point.
You see, this is what I said. That's why I told you the other day that I like the death penalty. that guy that was in Florida that went to the school, as he was running away, just shoot him in the head one time because that one didn't want to die. The next idiot like him that sees it would actually be like, God damn, they're killing niggas out here. Do you understand? Like, don't be arresting him. Dylan Roof, why are you arresting him for? Why? To do what? Now he's there pleading for kill me and death penalty because like I don't want to spend. Nigga, shoot the guy straight away. Like when they start seeing these things, then they can put fear in it. But speaking of this funny thing, I just saw one now. It says district arms teachers with rocks in case of school shooter.
That was the dumbest rule.
This is
article. I was
a
like,
rural school
really?
district in
Well,
Pennsylvania.
was that a
Army
real
teachers.
thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Associated
Can you
Press.
imagine?
A rural
gun and a
school
rock.
district in Pennsylvania is arming teachers and students with buckets of rocks as a last
that gonna
resort.
do?
Should an armed intruder burst in
It's wild that y'all talking about this. Somebody living in the vicinity is on Snapchat.
with rocks?
Like, what's a rock gonna do with a gun?
Now some
Before
people
I
are
even
saying some
fall
people are
down
saying
to
some
pick
people
up
are saying
the rock. He's already
teachers.
shot people now.
Some people
and
are
I don't think you
saying-
should arm teachers because all the school shootings, the one that just happened, there was an armed police officer on premises though.
But they're
and
saying
they still
teachers
got
should
shot.
get armed
So,
right now. But you see, in all
no,
fairness,
I don't agree
I
with
don't.
that
It's,
either.
first of all,
What?
there are too many guns in
Why would you
circulation
put that
for you
pressure
to
on the
even
teacher?
stop.
There also
No.
there's also this other suggestion that some people have. It's called there's a proper term for it, but basically it's where it's like fingerprinting for guns.
For guns,
I
yeah.
saw
So
that.
to shoot,
So that to shoot it needs to recognize your fingerprint.
but then if you're in
but then
danger,
the problem with that is if you're in
if you're
danger,
in danger, yeah.
you see. So guns right activists say that regular guns already jam already to
Already
begin
jam,
with.
yeah.
When you now add another extra layer of security that
To
makes
it,
it
yeah.
hard, their fear is that if their life is in danger and it ends up jamming or so their
the
fingerprint or something
maybe
or
have grease
anything
on your hand or something. Yeah.
that's why
But
they
you
don't
see,
like
but
that
you see the thing
legislation.
about guns. I tell you
So-
about.
so
let
there
me
are-
tell- let me
so
tell
there
you
are a lot
about.
of
Let me
ideas
tell you
out
this
there.
about guns. That's how I was too. I about guns. I hated them. The why do you need guns? You know, like when I was younger, I was robbed too at gunpoint. I was always thinking guns are, until I met somebody who was a gun enthusiast and he wanted to start like a gun club at Towson back then, and and I started going to the range with him. I started learning about guns, and my ideology actually changed. about guns, and like the problem is not the guns, it's just the people.
The people.
And you need to find a way. That's the only solution you can do.
So
is the
then
people.
you can't outlaw people. So you have to outlaw something that makes people
But you
dangerous.
can't take away all the guns. Okay, let's even say you say, okay, fine, guns are illegal now. You can still get illegal guns if you want to kill people.
Right, but majority of the mass shootings are not done with legal guns. They're done with legal owned guns.
But
This
if you
guy
take
bought
away-
them legally. Most
Yeah,
of
but-
the
so okay, so
most of
so
the
your
mass
own solution
shootings-
apart from, yet you can't say a solution to something is take it away.
Why not?
When has that ever worked?
Because then how would people keep themselves safe?
When has that
Obviously,
ever worked?
And here's the thing: if you take it away, right, there are other people that are not going to give it.
They're not going to give it away. So are they going to
So
go
that
to
means
everybody's
there's going to be
house
some people
that have
are-
it?
that are going to be in
But
danger.
you see, that's
You know what I'm
unfortunately
saying?
the
And that's
country
what makes
sets,
Well,
it-
the
you know
country
that
sets itself up.
let me the people that supposedly own guns at home for protection. When the rules are, when you have a gun in your house, you're supposed to lock it up
In a safe, yeah.
the code and all that. If I'm coming to kill you in your house, you have to run. You have time to
Yeah,
run to
but
your
do
house
you know
to pick
that
up
for
a
some
gun.
people too,
No,
it's a
I will
sport.
shut
If
your
hunting
ass
is a
and be done
sport,
with
for
it.
going to the range for me is a sport.
Okay, so then get what to call them, the shotguns or something. I
Yeah,
don't
they're
even
rifles.
Rifles.
The only
I don't
reason
There are a
why-
lot of
even-
rifles.
At least
There are a lot of
outlaw
rifles.
AR-15s and all the automatic.
Then there's another
assault
one.
rifles and all
AR-15
them.
is the most comfortable, sure, but there's
All the assault rifles. I say ban them.
Honestly, the only reason why
Let's start there.
The
How
only
about
reason
that?
why I don't do guns is because apparently a lot of the gun incidents that happen in this country are from accidental
Yes,
shootings.
exactly.
My fear is that
You're
if
right.
I
You shoot
if
yourself.
I have
You're
a
right.
gun in my
So-
house,
the preparation.
even me, I'm in danger.
The
Right.
preparation.
So why would you want something
So
like
the
that?
preparation
that's my-
that-
that's
the
my
preparation
thing.
that we go
However, I've
through
never
is
felt
a
like
lot.
I've never felt like I've offended anyone enough that I feel like I'll have the need.
Yes.
Now there may come a point where
But
I may
that's
feel
the
like
thing. The
I
people
may
that
need, like,
died did not offend the person that killed them either.
well,
Life,
I mean,
that's
that is
just
true.
life.
That is true.
People are crazy.
You're right. A lot of accidental
Shootings,
shootings,
right.
cleaning the gun. Some people, yeah. But that's what I said. That my perception of has changed. Like even just handling the weapon. Like I remember the first thing I did when I got to this guy's house and I picked up the gun, even though I knew it was empty, like there was no cartridge in it. Was I pointed it somewhere and he said, "Don't ever do
never,
that."
yeah.
And at first I was laughing and I was like, "Dude, don't ever do that." Like
You know my
there might
sister
be
did something
one
once.
left inside the chamber that you don't even know
You
about.
never
And
know- right.
You know
And
my
then
sister
but
did
me now handling a gun is so different from the
From
first time I
before.
ever handled
Yo,
it.
I can never forget the first time that I ever handled a gun. I never shot it though, but it was back home. It was back home in
In Nigeria?
Nigeria.
Oh.
My dad always had this gun where he hid, and we all knew where it was.
So you found it and pointed
he
at
felt
you.
he felt like, you know, he was doing a good job hiding it. We knew where.
And
it
that's
was
what
the whole
another
time.
thing with the kids,
So-
kids having guns
and
in
we're
the kids'
kids.
house. You always know. And people say they have code. Kids find out codes all the time.
You know what my sister did though?
She found it.
She found the gun
Exactly.
while playing around with it, looking at it.
I
I guess she had taken out the bullets, but you never know if there's
You never
one
know if
extra
it's
in the
like-
chamber.
yeah.
She pointed the gun at me and she shot. I can never
Yeah.
forget
So
it.
that's
I can
dangerous.
never
And
forget
my
that
You
shit.
never- you
That's
never-
crazy.
that's the
But
thing.
we're
Never.
kids though.
Never-
I understand,
We're
but
kids.
that's what I'm
But that's
saying.
the
I
thing.
don't
The
like
procedure-
kids
yeah, yeah.
having guns around
I
them
was
at all.
traumatized.
No, no.
And I
Exactly.
think it's ever since
Dude,
then that I just
dude,
never
trust
really,
me.
I never really fucked
It was
with
like
guns.
it
You were
was like
lucky.
it was like I remember like that and I pointed and the guy was like, "Don't ever do that again." And I thought, what's the big deal? There's nothing inside. Until then I started shooting like at the range and I realized that wait,
It's a powerful
sometimes
weapon, man.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
the first time I took a shot with the gun
Mm-hmm.
made me realize that goddamn, this shit is actually powerful.
It is. It kicks you back.
This
and
thing can
everything.
actually
Yeah.
I'm holding someone's life
Yeah.
in my hand.
It is.
So
it is.
since then, and like safety has to be on everything. There are procedures to it, but
I know
you're
that.
right.
I would like to go to a gun range one.
You've
One
never
of the I
been?
can take
I've
you with
never
me.
been.
We can
Oh.
go.
I've been, but I
fun.
never shot.
Oh really?
I stood back and I watched
It's bad.
them.
It's like it's really powerful.
Yeah,
You have
cock's
to like
back.
hold it and all
Yeah,
that.
it's fun. I'm trying to. I might go this next weekend.
Let
It's
me
not
know.
that
Let
bad.
me know. I
Yeah.
won't mind going. But
Oh, yeah, yeah, my
but
boyfriend is Mr. NRA. Yes, he's Mr. NRA.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
Let me, funny thing about. Let me tell you something. Funny,
not
before we get
NRA,
off.
but he's a really good
Funny thing about
enthusiast.
guns. So one of the times I was at the range, so like I said, we go a lot of guns. So just different. Like the guy, every time he's an older guy, he's a white guy. So every time he buys like weapons, he just calls me, "Hey, I got a new weapon. Do you want to try it out?" So I'm like, "Cool."
Wow.
So I took the shotgun, I took the AK, I took the AR, and then a couple. I hate pistols, 9mm, but we just took that. So so a lot of people that were at the range, they obviously rented from the range. So you know the guns are very expensive the more you go up. So but
Yeah.
so they got the pistols.
Yeah.
So so this guy and this girl were on a date, and they were like shooting the little pistol, and me, I'm like, okay, cool, and I bring out my AR. put it inside, cocking my 20 shots.
It's so
Pow,
powerful.
pow,
Like it
pow.
shakes
Yo,
up the whole place.
This girl
It's
came to me. I was like, "I'm
crazy.
sorry, can I please shoot your gun?" I looked at the nigga like, "Yo, do you want to shoot
But
also?"
guys, sorry. So we have someone online actually. One of our boys.
D-Flow, Alpha now.
Flo Baba, are you there? All right,
good, bro?
hold
What's
on.
good,
But
D-Flow?
before you go on, I'm just gonna give people a preview of some of your work, right? Give me 1 second here.
Gotcha.
Hold on. Can you guys hold on? I'm playing. Yo, Cheech, can you hear anything? I'm playing the video.
Yeah, I can hear now.
Yeah.
Swimming up the edge, swimming right on diving. I just wanna be behind a legacy for me and my lovely. Just swim low, jump up down below. Oh, na, na, na. Jump right down below. Hey, what's it but love? What do we right? But your best friend said you stay out too late, party all night, drink too much rosé. You got your best friend said you go all the way, drink too much rosé. You go all the way.
Hey,
Flow.
Baba. So
Good.
first
Wait.
of all,
Is it D-Flow or Daramola now you go by?
No, he's Daramola.
Daramola,
Let me introduce
Daramola,
my
yeah.
guy now.
Pure,
So
pure Niger breed. I have to go back now.
Flo, I've known him for a few years now. He's one of the people in our FIFA community.
Shout out to League of Lords. You had to shout it out. Don't be lying, this guy.
League of Lords. Shout out League of Lords. He's in our community.
Yeah.
So is Farouk. So is
CJ. We have CJ
Oremo.
yeah.
Yes. And this is another one of our boys. Talented as heck. He produces. He sings. One thing I like about him, he has one of the more unique voices I've heard in a while. Melodies ridiculous. He comes from a family of musicians. They, I've met his cousins. They all play instruments.
Flo, your mom was she's an artist, right?
Yes.
Say her name just because
Yes,
people might
yes.
know who she is.
Her name is Bemi Olale. Yeah, she's OG. I don't know how many people will know.
I know she's known in like
the older,
in another generation.
Yeah,
when it comes to gospel music, she's known in back in Niger. Yeah, man. So Flo is just a very, very interesting guy, man. His name, he goes by Daramola, of course. We were recently at he recently got married.
Yeah.
Oh, nice! Congratulations.
Yeah, he recently
Don't
got
be
married.
saying right to his Spanish babe.
And guess what? His wife too is a musician.
Oh yeah, they sang at each other at the wedding.
Aww.
They sang to each other.
Very corny
That's so
people.
cute. That's not corny. That's sweet.
Nah. Just don't say that. This guy, no. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sing.
I can't wait to come to your wedding.
2020.
So,
Aww.
So Daramola has he's preparing an album. He also does a lot of writing. He's written for a lot of your artists.
Yeah,
in case
you
don't
produced
know.
for Lecrae, right?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes, he
That was
produced
the
for
first, yeah.
he produced for Lecrae. He
Lecrae,
produced for
Social Misfits, right?
Social Club.
Social Club.
Club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Social Club Misfits. They were number one on the gospel charts. Wait, was it the gospel charts?
Well, it was number 1 on the gospel charts,
Yes.
number 3 on the rap and hip hop charts. So.
Billboard
Wow.
charts,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
And he produced their whole album.
Yeah.
All right. So we have a celebrity on the line
D-Flow,
with us.
man.
And I'm telling you, man, this dude is talented as heck. He's talented in everything but FIFA, though. But
Wait.
So
wait,
first of all, let's talk about this
let's-
FIFA
let's-
thing.
let's-
This D-Flow guy,
Okay,
he
let's-
used me to shine. First of all, I played. He has
God.
a vlog, so I played FIFA with him, and I beat him. He now went to go and brag that he's the best FIFA player. So Chad Ochocinco saw it and said he wants to play him.
Are
The
you
loser,
serious?
yes, the loser.
Wow.
It's all good though.
Okay, wait. Let's bring you guys. Let me bring you guys to speed first. First
Yes.
things first. This whole League of Lords thing, right? We got in and we've been playing FIFA. Guys, like if we gauge like the past 5 years, and we say top 5 FIFA players, I come in top 3, bro.
Dude, probably
Like,
for
that's
probably for like the
no,
first
no,
2
no.
years. After that, you fell
Yeah.
off,
Bro,
man.
I've
I know,
not
because he
played
was
FIFA
really
in
good at
years.
first, and then
And I'm
after
sure
a while,
League
he was
of
always
Lords,
at the bottom.
and I'm sure League
No,
of Lords is
it's-
more than 5
no,
years
no.
now. It's probably like 6, 7.
You've been going on for a while.
Bro, it's not,
Before
it's
WhatsApp
not
came
about
out.
falling off. I specifically, dude, I got signed. My life changed. Look, let me tell you what the game was. This whole thing was you guys will come back from work or whatever, right? And you guys have your respective 9 to 5. Like, you get back from work, you guys just recline with FIFA. But me, I was like on hustle mode. Like, I'm trying to hit studios. Like, so the bulk of my time, like, especially when I moved to Florida, it was
He
a
got
lot
a
of,
life.
Excuses.
Oh yeah, he's also based in Miami
you know
too.
what? It was a lot of like night sessions. Like the music industry is like a major grind. Like I don't honestly like if you don't have a backup or you don't really have a strong mind, I won't advise anyone to like try it because some things happen for people easier than others. But anyways, not to sidetrack, but like that was my whole thing. But I'm coming back. Thanksgiving, the great one will be back.
Okay.
To dish out, to reclaim his position. So. Just expect that. You feel me?
This guy been trying to reclaim his position since FIFA 2012.
But then,
We're in 2018.
But then, D-Flow, can you also
Oh my
can you
God.
just give us a bit of a background about your music and the music you have coming? Can you also tell us a little bit about this clip that I just played? The swim. It's called "Swim, Float, Drown." What I played just a few minutes ago.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about what the song's about? What inspired it?
Well, that song in particular is, I mean, it's such an intricately weird story because, like, the bulk of, like, the songs that I write, like, I try to write them at least from the space of, like, honesty and, like, genuine emotion. So that particular record was me. With regards to the sound itself, I'm, like, super inspired by Bon Iver. A lot of, like, obviously Kanye is
sound.
Uncle Kanye, but like but that whole like Florence and the Machine, that funk, and so there was a lot of that going on in that song.
Yeah, I got that Daft Punk vibe from this one for sure.
It's more a 5-minute song. So the end of it was just like the outro of the particular record, but the song's about like just your I saw it from the perspective of God. Like it's like you guys it's like two friends telling on themselves to God and God responding. That was literally it. I think one of the lines, like one of the first lines on the song is like, your imperfections are pulling me closer. We live fast, but we die slow. I'll call you out, but I don't want to fuss right now. So like for me, it's just like conversation. It's honestly just a conversation. Like, okay, like what exactly is the resolve with the way you're going to live? Like, like I tried to be as creative with those expressions. And then what you just heard was like the response was the like back and forth between the character in the song and God. And so like
so the character is tired of drinking rosé, or is tired of buying rosé bottles.
not even, but that's not even the thing. The thing is like it's the whole idea of being judgmental, right? So the whole idea is like swim, float, drown. This world is an ocean. You're either going to swim through it, you're either going to just float and be stagnant, or you're either going to drown. And typically if you float after some time you'll be tired, like, but so that's like the process. And so it's like he's like, your best friend said you're doing too much, you stay out too late, party all night, drink too much rosé, you go all the way. He's like, but no, just relax. Don't worry about all that stuff. Like, process with life comes with time and not with force. Like, you can't force someone out of something they don't understand. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. So that was like the core of the message behind that record. So that's as far as that's concerned. But as far as like my background musically, like, I mean, like you said, my mom was a musician. I did stuff with her. She was signed to Ebenezer Obey's record label back in Nigeria.
Oh wow!
And and that was pretty much how I got into music. I started rapping back in the day. Moved to the States in 2007 for school, and I was gonna continue to rap in route, but I was like, you know what? It might be a better look to be a producer. And so between 2008, so between 2008 to 2015, I went by the name, like the moniker D-Flow, and I was just producing for a bunch of people. I did a lot of stuff within like the Christian hip hop market, and then by 2013, 2012, 13, I ventured out and I started doing mainstream music.
How did your family feel about that?
Sorry?
How did your family feel about that? The more secular stuff that you were doing?
But not yet.
I honestly don't. So my whole thing is like, I mean, Wale and Korea have known me for a while. So like, my stance on life is very I'm like, I really believe what I say I believe in. At least I try, you know, to really like follow it to the T. And not in a religious kind of way, legalistic kind of way, but in the most like personal, like relationship type way I can. So like the same like conversations Korea will have, for example, or Wale, like we've had about like, you know, false teachers and the frustration with the church in general, and also even the Nigerian church. Like I have the same frustration. My resolve, however, is like, okay, I've studied, I went to school for business, but I took independent studies in theology. So like, from one perspective, I do understand like, okay, this is exactly why this is happening. This is the condition. So I lean more to the side of, man, like the Bible is more English than we think it is. You know, like the other day I was on Twitter, I think, and I saw like the dumbest thing. Like you have these like super geeked up Nigerians, and this woman was preaching to a man and his wife at their wedding, and she was like, you know, you have to if he says download, it's time to download, you have to download. You must cook for your husband. And it sounded so chauvinistic, which for me, it was like, wow, you're a woman and you're purporting this, for starters. And two, she was like, the Bible says the man, your body belongs to him.
That's
and then
when
she
they start
conveniently
twisting the words of the Bible.
And then she conveniently, like, stayed away from where the Bible also said, well, his body also belongs to you.
Right.
You know, so like,
of course.
So like,
yeah, they forget
things,
that part.
So that's my perspective on the faith. It's more like educationally informed.
Okay.
With the balance of spirituality versus just overtly spiritual and ignorant, which I don't think Jesus ever wanted us to be.
Right.
Anyways.
I agree with that.
So with that knowledge, with music, like I've sort of approached it from the same perspective. It's like, okay, this is a job. Like I do have a responsibility to be true to my belief in every single space I'm in. Right. But everyone is never going to see that. I'm cool with that.
You had that track,
right? It's like
with Briscoe, Houses in London.
With Briscoe, exactly.
Yeah,
so I did
Cash
a track
Money
with,
guy, right?
with the Cash Money dude, which was cool. Honestly, that track didn't necessarily like speak to my resolve as an artist. So like I just sort of like tossed that out of the water with, along with like label troubles. But like at the core of it, that's like my view. So I work with a lot of people who don't necessarily see things from my perspective, but they all know like where I stand personally. And of course, I'm also picky with what I work on. Okay. Like, there's some things that I just want to venture out to because I just think it's ridiculous. But like it's like saying someone shouldn't work at Monsanto because like agricultural companies are the most unreasonable and the most corrupt in the world.
So I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you real quick. So when should we be expecting your next album?
You even push his last album first.
Lord willing, top of next year.
Top of next year. Okay. You're also going to address these similar topics like spirituality, and I'm sure you probably talk about love. I mean, you're newly married. You gotta talk some love shit, right?
Dude, like the entire my entire first album was scarcely about that. Like I had a
shout out to that album, man. The last time I tried, I love that album.
Love it.
2017.
Lotto, that's my
Lotto. And TLTIT.
Oh, and in case you don't know how to spell Daramola, look him up. Daramola. Daramola. Look him up. He's on Spotify. He's on Apple Tunes. He's got an
Daramola.
Daramola.
Daramola, yes.
Yeah.
Or the way his wife calls him, Daramola.
You're trying to use your American accent.
No, I wasn't using no American Daramola. That's what I said, Daramola.
Go on, Joe.
Wait. So
it's Daramola.
It's Daramola. Korea is saying Daramola, right?
So is it Daramola or Daramola?
It's Daramola. This one I couldn't say.
Daramola. I speak you more Yoruba than this Bali guy. What's he talking about?
This guy couldn't say Sanwo-Olu.
Sorry, D-Flow. Go on, Jerry.
No, I said your co-host are correct. It is Daramola.
Daramola. Okay.
Daramola.
So all I missed was the intonation. Now that's all.
That matters.
But I'm sure Daramola. It still means something.
Not Daramola.
But just not the same thing. But go on.
Well, you guys.
My
are
bad, Flo. My
good.
bad.
Yeah, but yeah. So it's gonna. So like the last album was very like, I think my biggest song, technically my biggest song in Nigeria to date is Lotto, because like that song just got me on radio play. I don't know how, but I think God just did. So I think people
For some
already know
reason,
me for that.
I thought it was the Lagos Vibe song that
Lagos
was.
City
I'm sorry,
Wave.
Lagos City Wave. That was.
Now, dude, a lot. I mean, Lagos City Wave has like, I think I'm almost at like 300K on Spotify alone. But
Yeah.
Spotify is in Nigeria, right? So
there's no
like
Spotify.
most of the people listen to a lot
I
of
see what
listen
you
on Apple
mean. I see
Music.
what you mean. Okay.
Lagos
And then
City Wave
most
was just a
Nigerians-
single, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually going to be on this the new album.
Like doing that
Nigerians,
industry
like,
trick.
Typically, they'll know me more for Lotto, I think, than the Ote people, quote unquote. You know, put in quotation, like the Ote people, quote unquote, will like know me for Lotto and also Lagos City Wave. So,
Okay.
this album will be a lot of that.
And I'm going to be ending the show today with the Heartbreak, Please. That's like, I think that's your last single. Heartbreak, Please.
Yes, it is.
I'll be ending the show today with that. But outside of that, man, it's nice to catch up with you, man. We probably have to move it along now. We're gonna move on to our next topic, but thanks for taking our call, man. Did you have anything else to add, just in terms of like, did you like your like how we can follow you, where we can get get more access to you? Can you drop
Where can we find you?
your
basically?
social media drops?
You're great. Like your cool is like you're heavy, right? Because she's like, where can we find you? She just went straight to the point.
Right, like
And,
go
but
straight
yeah.
to it.
It's well, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at it's Daramola. So that's ITS Daramola. So it's Daramola on Instagram,
Okay.
on Twitter, and on Facebook it's facebook.com/Daramola. So like that's primarily it. And then my website, where you can get like pretty much every like my credits, my news, merch, everything. It's daramola.co. So daramola.co.
Okay.
And Daramola is Daramola for the people that don't know how to spell Daramola.
So yeah, so on Twitter and Instagram, it's
I spelled it
I'm
right.
spelling it. It's actually at ITS Daramola, at ITS Daramola.
Okay. All right. That sounds
Yes,
good,
sir.
man. I think that's all we have, man. So, Flo, man, thanks for taking our call. I hope to see you soon. You're gonna be in Maryland Thanksgiving, right?
You know what? I don't think so.
But you definitely be around for Christmas.
First Christmas or license. I don't even know. That's the thing. Like, I think I'm just gonna
He's a
be
married
in-
man now.
Yeah.
What
I
do you
do,
mean?
You know, like, I'll be
No,
married by
no,
myself.
Flo, I beg, please don't start down. No,
Let him-
look,
this one's just
Christmas
looking for
you have to
food.
be here
He's
because
just looking for food.
no. So every year for the past like
Yearly-
6 years now,
yearly
for
food
every Christmas
tradition.
we go to D-Flo's family's
New
house
Year,
in
New
Maryland.
Year.
Sorry, New Year.
Yeah.
And the food is just freaking amazing.
Only.
They're
So
all
that's for
cooked.
Give
food
us-
only.
and they
They're
give
all
us-
great
They give us trays to
FFO.
carry home
Ah.
too.
No wonder. FFO.
Yo, I
You're
hope
even sorting your stomach on the
Look,
thread.
no,
on
it
the
doesn't even
podcast.
matter. Even if you didn't even show
We'll
up, I'm
still
still
go
gonna
there.
go. I'm still gonna go.
Say, Daramola is not here. They're like, oh, don't worry, you can take some food. Thank you.
I'm still gonna go. But thanks, bro.
No,
All
dude.
right, I'll catch up.
I
We'll catch
really
up with
appreciate
you.
you guys.
We'll catch up with you soon,
Yeah,
man.
just real quick, I really love what you guys do. Like, I'm such a fan. Like, I told you on the phone before. I told you
Yeah.
this, like, when I
We have
when
given you the
take my
interview
wedding off.
already. All this suck up
I
you're
was like, bro,
doing.
I beg, please. I want to hear
No.
it, Jared. Please, stroke my ego.
No, but this is all of you guys, because I've listened to all, like, I've listened to 2 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I know you always post everything on. I remember the last time I tried to listen, something was wrong with the link, and I remember I sent that to you. But like, dude, like, what you guys are doing is like phenomenal. Like, I don't think there's any other, like, you know, I can't think of any other Nigerians in diaspora that are like, you know, like coming together like you guys are. And, like,
Daramola
doing this.
washing
It's
machine
very, very,
company.
like, this is interesting.
Let him wash now.
No,
dude.
And
Bro,
it's not washing. It's
interesting.
for
like,
real.
This is so cool. Like, this is really, really, really cool.
Thanks,
like,
bro.
Aw,
On the
thank
spot, on the
you.
spot, on the spot, real quick. Who's your favorite?
No. don't do that.
Roughly. You guys are all my favorites.
Yeah.
Aw.
Like, you failed.
Alright, bro.
All
Alright,
right, it
D-Flow,
was nice
man.
meeting you.
All right.
Adios.
Pleasure.
Abi, that's how you
Pleasure,
people
my
speak now. Adios.
All right. All right, so we're gonna wrapping up the show soon. But before we wrap up, there's just one more topic I wanted to touch on: Gabrielle Union and D Wade.
I'm so happy for them.
You're happy for them?
I'm so happy for them. You know why?
Why?
She's had 8 miscarriages.
9, I think.
8, 9.
Yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 8 from her book. It says 8.
8. Okay.
But
Please don't
same
argue
difference.
about it, please.
Doesn't
She's
matter.
Even
I'm
if it's
so happy.
one,
I
it's
be
still-
exactly. It's
still
hard.
still
She had a hard
problem.
time
She posted
conceiving.
a picture
Of the
where she was in scrubs,
yeah.
and people were coming at her.
Wait, wasn't it from a surrogate mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, but people were
okay.
confused about why
Why
she's
they
in scrubs,
I mean, she was at the
and
hospital.
she
right?
didn't
She
give.
was at the hospital.
then
she
she
didn't
didn't-
give birth. But did you see the post she posted? At the bottom, she put hashtag skin to skin. So what happens is when a surrogate gives birth to a baby that is your baby, you have to connect and bond with them.
Yeah.
So they actually even premature babies they tell you to do that.
Okay.
Where like you take off your shirt and the baby's skin and your skin
So that
touches.
makes sense
That's what she was
now.
doing. And actually that even if she chooses to breastfeed, you know she can breastfeed the baby still.
She can?
That actually
How
help promote.
does she breastfeed? Does she create?
And see that's you take a pill to help promote lactation, and the
Hey,
skin
man.
to skin
As long as
helps
that works.
prompt that. I mean, yeah, man. I mean,
Well, happy for her.
Yeah, so I'm-
regardless.
Okay, so that makes sense
That's
now.
all she was
People were really
doing.
coming for her. They were like,
Saying what?
"Why is she wearing scrubs? She wasn't the one that she didn't go through all the work. She didn't go through all the. She didn't give birth to the
Look,
kid."
even if she,
This one.
even if,
And at
even
first I
if
was-
there was no mix,
I was a
there
little
was no sense
confused
to
too.
making this.
No, but you know how it came out. For some people, it came across like she was trying to act like she gave birth to the kid.
but she wrote it
that's-
surrogacy.
I know,
That's
but
her-
it makes
that's
sense.
her
It makes
business.
sense now.
That's
It
her-
makes sense now that I think about
That's her
it.
business. But shout out to her.
I'm so happy for them.
I
man.
saw her and Wade at Olympics 2012. She's so beautiful.
She is pretty. She's so.
She's
gorgeous.
short though.
Okay.
Nah,
Oh,
I didn't
really?
think so. Yeah, I'm taller than her.
I thought she was
Yeah,
taller.
she's
She
short.
looks
She looks
taller
tall.
She
on
looks
camera.
taller.
Yeah.
She's short. I'm taller than her.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
She looks tall.
And it
But-
was so funny.
and
like,
she looks her like her
obviously
face hasn't changed,
Wade
man.
He's tall, but quick story. We took the train together to the stadium to watch USA Spain Olympics because Wade wasn't playing; he was injured.
Yeah.
So they literally were next to me on the metro, and like no
word.
one knew who Dwayne Wade was.
Word.
Nope.
Where was this?
In London.
Oh.
London Olympics 2012. It was
Oh,
like
wow.
crouch neck because he's too tall, so he had to crouch in the train.
Oh wow.
So I was like, "Whoa, Wade!" He was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "What?" Like, no one knows you here. I was like, "Yeah."
It says
But
she's
everyone knew her.
5'7", Sha.
I'm taller. That's why I said I'm taller than her.
Oh.
Yeah,
You are.
yeah. I
Eh.
stood next to her.
Okay.
She's not that tall. I thought she was taller. Like I didn't think. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, she
Yeah.
cool. But,
But all right, man. So you guys, thanks for listening. Please don't forget to follow us. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Please follow our Spotify playlist, Smiling Sufferer. And thank you for listening.
Alrighty. Have a good week,
All right,
guys.
we're gonna go off with "Heartbreak, Please" by Daramola.
Do I look like Judas? I cannot betray ya. I can never play ya. Baby, you should know you're not a mistake. Now we're not a mistake. Your heart is not a playground. You should know I know. All I want for the fuck. All I want. I've been through the fire and I made it. I've been all about your heart and soul. You done been through hell, I just wanna bring you back. Heaven is a drug you don't wanna do without. Loving you is diamonds and you so well with that. You deserve all the love you. You should know the word. You deserve all the come around you. I don't believe you when you say you don't believe the love he gave you. I can take the pain.